Coming into the 2003 season, Crofton's head coach Tony Hoffman knew he had a special team. The Warriors' first appearance at state features a strong rushing game with junior Willie Mack behind a massive offensive line. Cambridge coach Dan Keyser hopes his team benefited from a hard-fought win over defending champ Lawrence Nelson. The key, sophomore quarterback Wade Vaughns. We'll crown the C2 champs next.
Towards the end zone is Dudley. He'll score with a touchdown. A state record with great press.
Oh, nice move.
Aurora fans, a lot to cheer about.
Showing that tremendous speed going down that far sideline. Bartles.
Really looks good for him today. Kind of a high loper.
NETV Sports, Nebraska's home for sports, is live from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2003 Nebraska State High School Football Championships. Today, in the Class C2 title game, it's the Crofton Warriors and the Cambridge Trojans. Hi again, everybody. Along with Adrian Fiala, I'm Kevin Kugler, and we're pleased you're with us this morning for the Class C2 title game. And, Aid, if you're a veteran of C2 football, no surprise to find Cambridge right here in the title game again.
Cambridge is no stranger to this activity. They've been here 6 times, and they've won it 6 times, Kevin. And I tell you, to get here, they played the playoffs. They shut out 3 of their 4 opponents. And not only that, they beat defending C2 champion Lawrence Nelson to get here. They are tournament tough. They're going to provide everything that Crofton wants today. They're led by quarterback Wade Vaughns and also running back Matt Sexton. Those 2 guys looking for the spark to win them another state championship.
Also with us today is Eric Crouch and Eric Crofton, a big offensive line and a double wing offense. Explain the double wing for us.
Well, when you got a big offensive line, you can run this type of offense. And one of the big things is that your offensive line has got to move the ball. They've got to push the defensive line back, and they've got to, do what's best for them to get the job done. And the things about it is it's an offense where there's a lot of movements and there's a lot of misdirection, so it can be misleading at times, and it can throw the defensive off.
Well, the person with the chilliest job of the day is our own Larry Putney. He's down on the sidelines.
Yeah, but I get the fun of being with the players, Kevin. Cambridge really makes this an annual stop. In the 90s, they were here 5 times, won 5 state championships. Really the team of the decade in the 90s. They're back, though, for the first time since 1998. Whereas Crofton, their first ever trip to a state championship game in football, looking for their first ever title. But Tony Hoffman has one simple phrase he's used all season long with these guys, and that's end with the win. And coming off 3-6 and 5-5 seasons, getting here at 12-0, quite an accomplishment.
No question. The accomplishments are legend for both of these teams. And what a season for the Crofton Warriors, coming in for the first time in their history to this state championship game, and a perfect season to boot. What a treat. And we talked to both of the coaches before the game, and both of these towns, Crofton and Cambridge, are going nuts right now.
You bet. They're extremely happy to be here, of course, as we talked about. Cambridge been here before, but Crofton, 5-5 last year, Kevin. They really had no choice but to really get better, quite frankly. 17 starters back for Crofton, and they're looking to make a mark here this afternoon.
Well, and for Cambridge, a team that's been here so many times before, a team that has had so many state championships. Eric, once you've had that experience, it's got to be something that's very good, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but we need to introduce you to the players, and for that honor, let's go to public address announcer Rich Broderson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players competing in the Class C2 State Football Championship Finals. First for the visiting team, the Warriors of Crofton High School. Number 7, Nick Jansen. Number 15, Travis Shoemaker. Number 21, Chris Taney. Number 25, Rhett Zandvig. Number 30, Brett Mueller. Number 34, Michael Knorr. Number 43, Aaron Merchant. Number 44, Kyle Sewing. Number 46, William Meck. Number 51, Jonathan Gaydon. Number 56, Luke DeBlau. Number 60, Justin Foxhoven. Number 61, Wesden Sage. Number 66, Randy Donor. Number 70, Jed Lamage. Number 71, Troy Lecker. Number 73, Aaron Keeler. Number 75, Chris Potler. Number 82, Tony Phillips. Number 83, Robbie Gunther. Number 85, Nathan Tramp. Number 86, B.J. Scott. The head coach for Crofton is Tony Hoffman, and the rest of the Warriors.
Crofton, the first time they've been in this state championship game. And Eric, you've played in this stadium many times. What's it like playing here for the first time, whether it's in high school or in college?
Well, there's a certain aura about it, and when you get here, it's one of those things where you're glad to be here, you're excited, the adrenaline's going, the emotions are high, and for these families and these kids that are here today, it's got to be something else for them.
Well, no question, and it's certainly exciting for Crofton. We were talking before the game today with the head coach of Crofton, Tony Hoffman, and he was saying, I just tried to stay in my house most of the weekend. I knew it was going to be something that was going to get a lot of interest and a lot of discussion going around town. I just wanted to focus on the game. Let's go back to Rich Broderson, our public address announcer, and introduce you to Cambridge.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the home team, the Trojans of Cambridge High School. Number 7, Matthew Depperschmidt. Number 12, Wade Bunce. Number 14, Derek Light. Number 20, Brett Cribelli. Number 21, Tyler Kieser. Number 22, Chase Shiflett. Number 24, Marcus Bunce. Number 30, Anthony Lytle. Number 35, Matt Sexton. Number 41, Mason Jackson. Number 52, Brock Mowry. Number 60, Tyler Tinmansel. Number 61, Travis Metch. Number 65, Tristan Foster. Number 67, Bronson Susi. Number 69, Trevor Lee. Number 73, Anthony Hopkins. Number 76, Kevin Jones. Number 78, Blake Susi. Number 80, Levi Hilker. Number 82, Whitney Jones. And number 86, Nate Toon. The head coach for Cambridge is Dan Kieser. And the rest of the Trojans.
Cambridge certainly earned their trip to this state championship. They beat the defending champs in Class C2 not once but twice during the regular season. Bookends to the season. Beat them in the beginning of the year, beat them in the final game before coming to this state championship matchup. And let's go down on the field to Larry Putney.
Tony Hoffman with a very calm message for Crofton before the game in the locker room. He just let his guys know, guys, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. And I talked to Tony afterwards. He said, you know, you never have to be too rah-rah with these guys. For some reason, they're very even keel. They don't have a lot of highs, a lot of lows. They're that way during the game, and they've been that way all season. He's expecting a very consistent game out of this Crofton club.
It's a good thing to be. You don't want to be too high or too low. If you're an even keel team, that's not bad.
Well, we saw a little bit of that in the Nebraska-Kansas State game the other day, Kevin, where both quarterbacks were pretty well hyped up before the game got going and overthrowing the football quite a bit there in the first quarter. And, Eric, you've got to maintain composure, especially as a quarterback. You have to maintain that composure. Nobody knows that better than you do.
Well, yeah, as the game goes on, there's going to be things, there's going to be some adversities and some setbacks during the game. That's just part of football. And so these guys have to, like you said, keep their composure, keep cool, and make sure that everybody on their team and all the players believe that they can get the job done.
Absolutely.
Now, the Cambridge Trojans, they have experience as a school, but these guys on the team are all new to this state championship game, and I can't imagine that that school experience means any more than the trophies in the hallway on your way to class for these guys. They've never been in this situation before.
Well, they haven't, Kevin, but I'll tell you what, those guys walk by those trophy cases every day. They see those trophies. They understand what it means. They talk to the coaches. The coaches have been there before a number of times, but it all kind of, you have a little osmosis that goes on there. Is that the right word? Osmosis?
Osmosis? Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, I took biology. So,
how'd you do with it?
Not very well.
Okay.
But at any rate, it's sort of, well, Eric, you played at Millard North, and that sort of tradition and feeling just pervades the halls.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, as you grow and as you grow into your program, you understand how you play. You play for one another, and you play for the coaches and for your fans, your family, your city, your town, whatever it may be. And so you're proud to be in a game like this, and there's no doubt about it. These guys are excited today.
Well, let's talk about the cold weather. Both of these teams want to run the ball, but both of them rely on a little misdirection, pitching the ball. The quarterback needs to be able to get the handle on the ball. Does the cold play any factor in this today? It's got to be the coldest game these guys have played in.
You have cold and you have wind, and those factors most necessarily play into it, Kevin. It's just a matter of how much your mind can control that situation. I think we have the coin toss now.
Now let's go downstairs and listen into the coin flip.
Introductions taking place right now. We're going to hand the mic here to Roger Douglas.
Okay, a couple things, man. Want you to stop on the whistle. If you have any questions on any penalty situations, we'll repeat ourselves. Go ahead and ask us. We're here to help you out. Okay, you are the visitors. Who wants to call a coin? Okay, I have a coin with a heads and a tails. What will you call? Heads. He will call heads. Did you hear that? Okay, if I drop it, we'll do it again. Okay? I flipped it, he called heads, and it's tails. You have won the toss, so you may elect to kick, receive, defend either goal, or to defer your choice to the second half. You want to defend the north goal? Okay. Black won the toss, and you have your choice to kick or receive. They're going to defend the north goal. You will either kick or receive. What would you like to? Okay, you'll receive. Please stand around here.
Guys, that's a big surprise. Cambridge wins the toss and doesn't defer. Instead, they take the goal. So, in effect, that means Crofton not only gets the ball right now, but they can also get it to start the second half.
Well,
wow.
That is a big surprise, and we'll find out if that was indeed the plan a little bit later on. The C2 State Championship game is next.
Programming on NETV is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
Programming on NETV is made possible by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
These cost about $50. This costs about $57,000. Choosing to use these can help you avoid this. And since inactivity is a better predictor of death than smoking, high blood pressure, and even heart disease, using these more and this less could save you more than money. A message that's good to know from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Nebraska. You live and play here. You raise your family here. So do we. ACE, community-owned, community-operated. Your hometown choice for natural gas.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Crow. This Thanksgiving, start a new tradition. Watch Farm Aid on PBS.
Thursday night at 8 Central Time on NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television.
The 2003 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are being carried live over the internet, so if you have friends or family who don't have access to NETV, have them log on to mynptv.org, click sports, and follow the prompts to State High School football. These webcasts are free and brought to you commercial-free as a service of NETV, Nebraska's home for sports. Here's the road to the championship in the C2 finals. You see Crofton beat Stanton and West Point Central Catholic. You have Lawrence Nelson over Sandy Creek in overtime. That matched them up with Cambridge. Cambridge, of course, blanking North Platte St. Pat's. And then the Cambridge-Lawrence Nelson matchup was a dandy, won by Cambridge 16-13 to get to C2 championship. The locations, well, one way north and one way south. But, you know, if you put a straight line there, you can almost get the two schools.
Little Mason-Dixon action here today.
Yeah, we got the north versus the south, and we got it ready to go here. Crofton will receive. As you take a look at the weather, it is a windy day today, and a very chilly day as well. 35 degrees, about 25 degrees colder than it was yesterday. Northeast wind at 16 and 61% humidity. Time to kick it off. Crofton, as mentioned, will receive. And we are underway with the wind at their back, a low line drive kick. Crofton with a good opportunity right up the middle of the field to the 35 and down near the 40-yard line. A great start for Crofton right up the middle of the field for Aaron Merchant. And it's a first down and 10 from there. The offense for the Crofton Warriors: Nick Jansen, Brett Mueller, Rhett Sandvig, and Willie Meck. The backs and receivers. Along the line, Kyle Sewing, Aaron Kuehler, Weston Sage, Justin Foxhoven, Chris Palter, Randy Donner, and B.J. Scott. The offensive line for Crofton. First down, right up the middle they work it. Brett Mueller trying to find some running room, and he takes it from the 40 to the 43-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. And the defense now for the Cambridge Trojans, 12-0 on the year. Blake Susie, Tristan Foster, Bronson Susie, and Whitney Jones on the defensive line. Backs and linebackers: Matt Sexton, Matt Depperschmidt, Nate Toon, Wade Vaughn's, Tyler Keyser, Derek Light, and Marcus Vaughn's. The starting backs and linebackers for the Trojan D. Second down and 7. From the 43-yard line, motion man is Sandvig. And running room for Willie Meck out of the wingback spot, and he moves it forward to the 47-yard line, 3 yards shy of a first down.
Saw that motion that time, Kevin. Running motion left to right, ran the quarterback out of the play over there on that right side. And then they came back, a little bit of a collision there between the blocker kicking out on the right side. But still, he was able to get 7 yards on the play, make it 3rd and 3.
10:55 remaining in this first quarter of play. Meck in motion. Jansen to throw. The left-hander fires it out. It's complete for a first down. Willie Meck into territory that the Cambridge Trojans are trying to defend down to the 42-yard line, and a good conversion on 3rd down.
Eric, here's a motion. Let's talk about this play motion. And the quarterback setting up.
Well, it's one of those things there where you got the motion guys, so a lot of times you think they're going to wear these guys down early by running, but it's a good job of the coach of calling some plays to kind of balance out this game early.
Meck catches his 17th pass this season.
Wind howling today at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. First down and 10 on the toss. Running room over the left side and tripped up. Mueller trying to find some room, and a good ankle tackle made by Matt Depperschmidt. We talked earlier today with Tony Hoffman about his running backs.
Well, number 46, Willie Meck, all season, and last year started for us. This is his 2nd year. He's just broke over 1,000 yards and doing a really nice job for us. A little more shifty. And Sandvig, he's probably a little more of a power runner, running ISOs and blasts. Both of them have good speed. They get out in the open, they make somebody miss, and they get in the end zone, but they're not burners.
Meck the give on the inside handoff, and not a lot of running room as he tried the middle of that defensive line. And guys, there's just no running room there at all.
Not at all, Kevin. Anthony Hopkins that time for Cambridge on the stopper, at least closing the play down. He had a hand on the ball carrier. Eric, that offensive formation is very, very tight down there. Talk about why that situation. Well, after this play, we'll talk about that.
And that's that double wing that Eric talked about in the beginning of the broadcast, and we're seeing the different things you can do out of the double wing set. Here comes motion again. Jansen to throw, looking downfield, has a man open, and he just misses. Trying to hit Nate Tramp down the sideline, and let's go down to the sidelines with Larry Putney.
Well, guys, we don't want to belabor this point, but it is worth mentioning that after the toss, I talked with Cambridge coach Dan Keyser about choosing the wind instead of taking the ball and, in effect, giving Crofton the ball to start the game and to start the second half. And Dan Keyser said that's exactly what we wanted him to do. We think that this wind is blowing hard enough that it could create an extra possession for us.
So not a mistake by the Cambridge players at the coin flip. A decision born out of strategy, and we'll see how that plays out. Punt time now, and into that wind. Punt down near the 10-yard line, and that's where Cambridge is going to start first down and 10. So Crofton, over the course of that drive, guys, was able to do enough to negate that wind. And let's look at the offense for the Cambridge Trojans as they take the football for the first time. Wade Vance, Chase Shiflett, Matt Sexton, and Marcus Vance, the backs and receivers. On the offensive line, Matt Depperschmidt, Brock Mowry, Trevor Lee, Travis Match, Kevin Jones, Tristan Foster, and Whitney Jones on the offensive line for the Cambridge Trojans.
Kevin, very quickly, nice punt by Morgan Wanger that time to run it out over there about the 10-yard line. He just kind of deadened the football and buried Cambridge at the 10.
First down and 10 from the 10-yard line. To throw on first down is Vance. Wings it out, and nearly a great catch by Matt Sexton. The ball behind him, and he tried to pull it in, just could not. Second down coming up, and the defense for the Crofton Warriors here on this state championship Friday. Rhett Sandvig, Randy Donor, Aaron Keeler, and Chris Poulter on the defensive line. Backs and linebackers, Kyle Sewing, Brett Mueller, Luke DeBlow, Willie Mack, Robbie Gunther, Tony Phillips, and Travis Schumacher.
You will see a mixture from Cambridge on offense. They'll run some wishbone, some I formation. This is the I right here.
And out of that I set, Vance on the run, throws across the body. He's got the completion and a first down, it looks, out near the 21-yard line. Good catch by Whitney Jones. And Eric throwing on the run. Wade Vance showing he's got a decent arm.
Well, you know what? He gets out there and sets his feet. Well, he actually kind of on the run, makes a great catch there. And the quarterback just does a good job of finding the open receiver.
Eric, you give yourself some time back there as a quarterback when you're on the move. On the deep roll like that, it takes away the pressure from the defense.
First down and 10 from the 21-yard line. Wade Vance backs in the eye behind him. They'll throw it again, a little slant. It was tipped at the line and incomplete. So Cambridge coming out throwing first 3 plays, and they throw, and let's listen in again as Dan Keyser talks about his quarterback, Wade Vance.
Wade Vance is a sophomore quarterback that has good field awareness and has done a very good job for us, and also plays good defense for us. But he just has a good sense there, you know, that sense that you can't coach, and fortunately so, because, you know, I'm not smart enough to coach that, but he just does a great job out there.
Big hole up the middle for Matt Sexton, and Sexton into the secondary and across midfield to the 49-yard line of Crofton. Big hole and a big run for Sexton.
Well, they've been throwing passes all afternoon, or thus far early in the game. Now watch this. Vance just going to hand it off to Sexton. Sexton, senior, 6'3", 184 pounds. And again, Eric, throwing the ball out will open up that running game.
It will, and the offensive line did a great job. You know, those guys across from him are big guys, and they just had enough room there to open up a hole for them.
Don't see the fullback that quick, but this is not your typical fullback. Vance on the run again. In trouble. Nobody open downfield. He just floats it out there, and it's too high. But a flag comes down at the 38-yard line. Intended receiver was his tight end, Matt Depperschmidt, and a flag is down.
Didn't actually see what the flag was, Kevin, or what the penalty was, but in the area it's thrown, one or two things, holding or interference. So we'll see.
Well, he did a good job of buying himself some time out there, too, to find an open receiver. It's one thing to just throw it up. He probably should have done is just thrown it out of bounds.
Thrown out, right, I agree. Plus, you know, he's a sophomore. Wade's a sophomore, but, man, he plays a lot older than a sophomore.
Waiting for the officials. Roger Douglas, our referee today, sorting out the flag.
Well, they're probably not so sure either.
Oh, they're
going to wave it off, yeah.
They are waving off the flag. No penalty on the play. After the discussion, it'll be second down and 10 from the Crofton 49-yard line. As we look at the officials, I mentioned Roger Douglas, Dane Bolin, the umpire, Dean Sell, the linesman, John Lothrop, the line judge, and Brian Wiles, the back judge, and Larry Putney with an explanation, perhaps?
Well, they were going to call pass interference, but the ball was tipped, and Roger Douglas did a great job taking his time, pulling all the referees together, or the officials together, and figuring out that it was tipped before the interference.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do, make sure they get the call right, and they did it there. Second down and 10 to give the first carry of the day for Shiflett. He'll go nowhere. Great penetration from that big defensive line of Crofton, and a bunch of big guys at the bottom of the pile, led by Ben DeBlow.
Ben DeBlow, 56, makes his 80th tackle on the year, Kevin, and he just shed the center on the play and stepped right in the hole and took care of the Cambridge ball carrier. Boom, he's down.
Third down and long now for this Cambridge offensive attack. Backs of the eye set. Vaunts to throw, rolls to the right side, has a man open. He's got it very close to the first down. Good pass play, and Whitney Jones moves it right near the sticks, maybe just about a half-yard shy.
Eric, on bootleg action, that crossing guy usually is your main guy, right?
Yeah, he's definitely number one to look at. And you know what, he did a great job there, Vaunts, of just turning around, getting his eyes downfield, and making that pass. It was a beautiful connection.
Tough job for the linebackers at times to pick up those guys. I know as a quarterback, you're reading those backers, are you not, to see where they're at?
Yeah,
and that's
you're reading
going to
those
time
backers.
your pass?
Yeah, you are, and it happens fast too. But these quarterbacks, obviously, Vaunts is doing a great job so far, rolling out to his right and even throwing on the run. He's doing a fantastic job.
He passed for 1,147 yards this year, 9 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions, passing at a 56% completion rate.
Inches short of the first. Tony Hoffman tries to exhort on his defense, and Cambridge now with the wind at their back. Do they go for it here, guys, or do they try to pin them deep? 4th and inches to go in a state championship game. Roll the dice?
I'd go for it right now. It's early in the game. And if you can't make a half, well, it's even less than a half a yard. Eric, what do you think?
Well, the ball's going to move regardless, and hopefully it moves 4 inches forward for you.
But they are going to, it looks like they are going to punt.
They're going to play it safe here, and Vaunts will back it up and punt it and try to pin Crofton deep and play the field position game here. And I thought they had one extra guy on the field. And let's see, now they're going to talk it over. They had the right amount of players on the field, but they're going to discuss this one, maybe try to convince coach to go for it. The 2003 Nebraska State High School Football Championships on NETV Sports are made possible in part by the financial contributors to Nebraskans for Public Television. You too can help support your statewide network and become a member of NPTV by calling toll-free 1-800-634-6788. You can also join NPTV over the internet. Log on to our network website at mynptv.org, click membership, and follow the prompts. If you're enjoying our high school football championship coverage, please join NPTV today. The mighty maroon of the Crofton Warriors, and their fans hoping for a defensive stand here.
You know, Kevin, if you had about a yard or a yard and a half on 4th down here, no question about punting it, but you don't want to second guess the coaches, but you only have about, Eric Crouch could lean that far and pick up a first down.
Looks like they may have twisted Coach Keyser's arm because they're going to go for it now.
They did.
Quarterback says, you know what, I'm going to call a timeout and just convince my coach we can get this. 4th and short. Vaunts with a motion out of the backfield. Vaunts to throw, and he throws it away. Incomplete. You needed 6 inches for a first. Surprising call.
Eric, that is a surprising call.
You talk about that one.
Yeah, that's a surprising call to me. I think you take the 6 inches and maybe just lean forward with the quarterback, but in a sense, that's what the defense is thinking you're going to do. So, with that quick pass there.
But there was nobody there. I wonder if the receiver got the word as far as what the play was going to be, but my word. So well, here we go.
A big momentum lift for the Crofton Warriors as they take over on downs. 1st down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Motion is Meck. Jansen on the keep. And Jansen still fighting for yardage out near the 45-yard line. That's yards after contact the hard way there as he picked up 3 more after the initial contact. May have had the fingers pinched a little bit.
A little chilly. You see Meck leading the way. You also see Brett Mueller, number 30. Leading the way up inside there, and a nice kick-out block by Kyle Sewing that time. And Eric, talk about that formation as far as you got the wing up there and the fullback very, very tight. People don't see. We'll talk about it again. We promised that a moment ago. Let's do it this time.
From the 45-yard line, Mack will go in motion. They'll give it on the inside handoff, and Sandvig lit up at the 48-yard line. That double wing, Eric, you've got a ton of options. And as the quarterback, where do you decide where to go with the ball?
Well, one of the big things is you're reading your fullback, and he's generally a big-time player for you. As you see, the fullback made a great block there, and quarterback kind of just followed his lead blocker, and he makes a decision based on him, whether you go right, left, or straight up the field.
As far as the formation being so tight, though, the fullback right behind the quarterback.
It does happen fast.
Meck will go in motion on 3rd down and short. The quarterback Jansen will keep it, and Jansen across midfield to the 49-yard line of Cambridge, and that's a 1st down for Crofton. Both teams content to grind it out a little bit, although Cambridge has gone to the air more than anticipated. And let's look at the formation that Crofton's running in this double wing.
Talking about how tight those backs are. Talk about this play, Eric.
Yeah, they're tight there, but one of the things is that they're trying to get on a block fast, and they're just using lead blockers. The end would the ends and the line, they're caving down. They're trying to get the quarterback on the outside to use his speed and mobility.
First down and 10 from the 49-yard line. Crofton trying to put a drive together midway through this first quarter. Jansen trips and falls coming out of center. And that'll be a loss of a couple yards back into Crofton territory at the 48-yard line.
Kevin, interesting. Crofton continues to run motion off that wing bone set, and that, Eric, that'll get some attention on the defense, either the linebackers or the safeties, looking for like number 25, or Sandvig has been in motion. But again, that's going to get that defensive attention.
Yeah.
Maybe get a different call.
Well, it does, and what it does, it just gives you enough time, and it may buy you enough time where a backer sees that motion and he just slides over just enough to where the angles are just right for the lineman to get on him.
Yep.
From the 48 after a loss of 3 on the trip, 2nd down and 13. Jansen on the delay, now the play fake. Jansen trying to run. Nice cutback by Jansen, but he can't get away. A lot of Trojans out there, and nobody fooled by the play fake of Jansen. They were on top of him quickly.
Play action here. Got a fake to the eye back. Pretty good fake right there. But again, Nate Toon, number 86, first to go. He knew what was coming and then finished off by Matthew Depperschmidt on the tackle. Nice tackle by Depperschmidt.
Really nowhere to go for him on that play.
No.
Swarming defense. They're trying to play like they won a championship.
Both of these teams trying to finish their season undefeated. Crofton right now faces a 3rd down and long from the midfield stripe. Jansen has thrown for over 1,000 yards this year. He can throw, and he'll put it up here. Pressure coming. Jansen flushed out. He's got a man there at the 40-yard line. A first down out of bounds near the 38. Brett Mueller makes the grab, and Crofton will move the chains.
Bit of a fundamental problem here for Matt Sexton. He was on the coverage as we see it again. Play action. And the quarterback Jansen going to roll out. Now, Sexton had the coverage, but for some reason he just pulled up. He saw the quarterback coming out. But he's got plenty of people over there to cover the quarterback. And Eric, as a quarterback, you like to see that when that defender pulls up.
What was impressive about that play was that Jansen really floated that ball over the linebacker, over the defender, to just put it right where it needed to be.
And he's got a crosswind blowing right now as well, which those floaters, that'll act a little bit more on those balls than a tightly thrown ball. Now, perhaps I was a little premature in the first down. No, it is a first down. I thought it looked like he was right at the marker on that near side, and sure enough, he was a first down for Crofton.
Even those late hours don't hinder your eyesight, Kevin. I'll tell you. Nice work.
Well, check it out tomorrow. I may not need to be sure where I am tomorrow.
There'll be eyes in the voice tomorrow.
Jansen on first down now. A big conversion for Crofton and a big lift for this offense.
Yeah, Sexton had the coverage. He was on the receiver and then for some reason pulled up. Apparently saw the quarterback coming. Thought, I better get off and go up and make a tackle.
1st and 10 from the 39 of Cambridge. Jansen will run option. Late pitch. What a catch on the pitch by Sandvig, and he's able to move it forward near the 32-yard line. Oh, what a dangerous pitch there at the last second.
So those are the chances you're going to take on the option. You're either going to pitch it or you're not, and he found a little crease in there to get that ball just by the defender.
A lot of territory to cover on the pitch right there. Good pressure that time by Marcus Vance, Wade's brother. He came up and forced a pitch from the quarterback there, but not until they pick up 8 yards on the play. Make it 7.
2nd down and 3 from the 32. Good gain on first down on the ground, though, as Meck will go in motion. They'll toss it to Meck, and he'll bounce it to the outside, shedding tackles as he goes, and Meck's got a first down to the 23-yard line.
Well, the left side of that line sealed it off, Eric. Brock Mowry, Kevin Jones. And then the rest of it's up to Meck as he bounces out. You see him banging there?
Well, he's not going to go down easy today, that's for sure. He's a guy that they really like to get the ball to.
He made about 6 yards after contact on that play.
Cambridge will use its 2nd timeout of the first half here, and Dan Keyser will come out to try to light a fire under his kids on a chilly day in Lincoln, Nebraska. His defense right now back on their heels a bit as Crofton's moving the ball for the first time today. If you'd like to get yourself a VHS copy or a DVD of the game you're watching right now, it's very easy to do. You can do it 2 ways. Log on to the internet at mynptv.org, or you can do it by telephone, 1-800-228-4630. It's a service of NETV, Nebraska's home for sports. And downstairs we go to Larry Putney.
You know, that last option by Nick Jansen down here of Crofton, great timing there, obviously. And, you know, we're talking to Tony Hoffman. You guys were there before the game. Tony was saying he was a little nervous, number 7 Nick Jansen, about running the option here in front of another number 7.
He's doing a good job down there right now. I have to give him the credit, that's for sure.
Now, do you make that pitch that he made? That's a dangerous pitch play on
it is
those
dangerous,
circumstances.
but this is the state championship game.
Eric, how about going right or left on the pitch? Obviously, right-handed quarterback likes to go right.
Yeah, you know,
that pitch left is a little tougher, though.
Yeah, you do, but you want to make sure that you can do both very well.
Yeah.
First down and 10 from the 23. Jansen on the toss to Meck, and then Jansen goes out and levels a block. Meck down near the 20-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards, and continuing to work down on the ground. Tony Hoffman earlier today not only talked about Eric Crouch being here, he also talked about the strength of his team.
We like to think that our defense we do really well. The offensive line is probably our strength, knocking people off the ball, just lining up and running, and that's what we try to do.
So far, so good. Mission accomplished to this point for Crofton. 2nd and 7. Meck with running room at the 10. Meck down near the 5-yard line. Willie Meck, another big gain, and a 1st and goal for Crofton.
What a great block downfield by Rhett Sandvig, another running back. Watch this. This is what I call the flash play. It's just all speed, and a great block right there by Sandvig downfield to open up a little bit more of the lane. But that flash play, Eric, what'd you guys call that in Nebraska?
Well, that was basically just a a toss left, or get the guy around on the outside, let him run, use his ability.
First down and goal from the 6-yard line. Crofton knocking on the door. Jansen will keep. Jansen dives towards the goal line, and he's a half-yard short of a touchdown. 2nd and goal, and that big offensive line open in holes again.
Well, they went over on the right side there behind Poulter and Randy Donor. Donor at 6'4", 320 pounds. Young man being looked at by Kansas and Nebraska, and he took it right between those two folks over there on the right side, and they cleared the way.
If I'm running behind somebody, I'm running behind a 320-pounder. 2nd and goal from the 1. Jansen on the keep. He stopped shy of the goal line. May have lost a half-yard as a good push on that side of the defensive line by Cambridge.
I tell you what, guys, he had a big hole to the right-hand side there, Eric. I don't know if you saw that, but it was all jammed up left where the blocking was, but everything was open to the right. How hard is it down there to see that?
It is hard to see it because you're down there and you're thinking one thing, get in the end zone. Maybe what he should have done is just get really low and dive at kind of the legs and just get the ball across the goal line.
See what he does here. 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. Crofton trying to punch it in. Jansen will keep again, and he's in for the touchdown. Nick Jansen scores for Crofton.
Following that big guy again. That'll do it for you.
That right side of the line, Randy Donor, he cut it up there, and there's a good look at Randy Donor right there. I'd follow him anywhere.
All 320 pounds plus. He might vary a little bit from that number. That offensive line goes 245, 190, then 220 at center, 225, and then 320 plus with Randy Donor. Aaron Keeler, the other tackle at 245.
Robbie Gunther in to try the extra point.
So the 4th down play becomes a big factor in the scoring here.
Taylor Shoemaker the hold, and the kick is good. And with 1:21 remaining in the first quarter, Crofton's offense strikes first. A good drive as they lead it 7-0 on a scoring touchdown by Nick Jansen.
Quarterback going in, just a little bit too late. 78, Blake Susie making the hit.
There again, a little misdirection too, with the spin around on your foot, get the linebackers thrown off just a little bit, and it's just enough.
Yep, and it created that little bit of a hole there that they could take.
Look at the scoring drive, 13 plays, 60 yards, 6:07 off the clock. And that's exactly what Tony Hoffman told us before the game that they wanted to do. Control the clock, run the ball, move the chains, and they did it. 13 plays, 60 yards, and a long, long march down the field.
It could be a long day for their defense.
We'll get all the inside information on the Huskers after the Colorado game on Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, December 2nd, live at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's a complete review of the game. We'll have highlights, we'll have discussion, we'll have Rick Shaw from Huskers Illustrated on recruiting, and hopefully we'll have you. Join Adrian Fiala and me for Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, December 2nd, right here on NETV, Nebraska's home for sports. Kick coming with that wind blowing across and kind of into the face now of Crofton. They lead it 7-0. And taken at the 21-yard line by Chase Shiflett. Shiflett with a little bit of a seam. And he's out near the 35, where Cambridge will start trailing 7-0 late first quarter at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln.
Well, we'll just see how deep that fourth down decision goes in this football game. It was 4th and inches. They tried to pass with nobody around, they being Cambridge. Crofton took over and then took the ball down on that good drive, as we talked about a moment ago, and put it in the end zone to take the lead here early in the ball game.
First down and 10 from the 34, Wade Vance. Cambridge back to the ground. They work it to Shiflett, and he'll pick up a couple out near the 36-yard line. The running room between the tackles, at least early, guys, has been few and far between yardage-wise for the Cambridge offense. Crofton really doing a nice job in there.
Well, they're very big guys, and that's one thing. They take up some room and they fill their gaps, and when that happens, and you know, it's a championship game, so there's a lot of adrenaline out there, and these guys are really doing a great job of holding their own at this time.
And they have 3 excellent linebackers behind that line of scrimmage at front 4. They run a 4-3 defense, and all of their backers can move, and they hit extremely well.
From the 37, 2nd down and 7. Vance flips it out there. It's caught by Matt Sexton. He's got the first down, and Cambridge will pick up the first to the 47-yard line in a nicely designed play, getting it to your fullback, Matt Sexton.
Yeah, it looks like Vance here just rolling out, doing a great job. This is what he does best. He just a little floater pass right over the defender, connecting again. And this is something that's, you know, they're doing a very good job of here, and it's driving the ball down the field for him.
Well, Vance has been effective on the rollout today, and Cambridge has thrown the ball more than I think we anticipated to see. They did throw for 1,100 yards during the regular season. This was a run-first team, at least we were told, but not right now as Vance to throw again. He's got a man open at the 35-yard line and just juggled it incomplete. Marcus Vance cutting across at the 35, and a decent pass by Wade Vance just fell a little short.
Well, Marcus ran the corner down the field, waited for things to clear, and then cut it up inside, as you see Wade on the bootleg action. And there he is, cutting it up to the inside, as we talked about just a second ago. Very, very good catch. Marcus Vance, 14 receptions coming into the game, has yet to crack the end zone, but maybe that'll happen today.
2nd down and 10 from the 47. The give to Shiflett. Nothing doing. Big surge again up front from Crofton as they just are using those big bodies and wearing down in there. That's Ben DeBlow out of the linebacker spot on the weak side, who just blew through a block and got in there to bury Shiflett.
That could be part of the game plan for them. You know, these big offensive linemen here, it's going to be tough to run on them, so that's why they're getting out of the pocket and throwing the football. They've been successful doing that.
The quarter comes to a close. The end of the first in the Class C2 title game. It's Crofton 7 and Cambridge nothing.
Bryan LGH West is bringing advanced neuroscience technology to Nebraska, offering the state's first gamma knife radiosurgery to non-invasively treat brain tumors and severe facial pain, and working with Nebraska's only physician specially trained in coiling for brain aneurysms. Just 2 examples of our commitment to neuroscience care for Nebraskans and our neighbors. Bryan LGH, the first name in healthcare.
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Brought to you by Nebraska's beef producers.
NETV sports coverage of the 2003 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is brought to you in part by NPPD, always there when you need us. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. By Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. And by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff, promoting soy biodiesel fuel, clean burning and renewable, making a difference for soybean farmers and you. Second quarter begins with Cambridge facing a 3rd down and 9 from their 48-yard line. Wade Vance a straight drop this time. Has time, has a man open. It's caught down the sidelines, and Marcus Vance out of bounds at the 35-yard line of Crofton.
Vance just showing his ability there to drop back and read the defense. Did a great job here of setting his feet on the throw. See him take the step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, set the feet, pump him a little bit. Right there on the money, right at the numbers, exactly where you want the ball to be thrown.
And you see Vance wide open, Meck on the coverage over there. He was really soft on the coverage. That created about a 5-yard separation there. Made it a very easy throw and an easy catch.
1st down and 10 from the 35. First man through is the fullback, Matt Sexton. Look at him battle for yardage down to the 31-yard line. Good, strong running from the senior Matt Sexton. And earlier today, we had Dan Keyser, the head coach of Cambridge, and we asked him about the strength of this Trojan team.
Well, we try to be fundamentally sound, first of all, and this year we felt like maybe we're a little bit more balanced with the run and the pass. And then defensively, we try and play assignment football and get there, and then try and be solid in the kicking game. But you always want to be fundamentally sound, and hopefully that continues, and we'll do well there.
Chase Shiflett on the carry for a gain of a yard down to the 30-yard line, and a 3rd and 5 coming up. The offense today for Cambridge has been pass first and then build the run off of the pass, and they've had some pretty decent success in the passing game right now. Vance 4 for 9 for 49 yards through the air.
Kevin, this team, Cambridge, has rushed for 272 on the average this year and passed for almost 100 a game, 97 yards a game. A pretty good balance in that offense. Eric will talk about that after this play.
3rd and 6 from the 31. Pressure coming up the middle. Vance goes down. Oh, what a pressure, what a rush coming from Crofton. And the first man there, you see right there on the ground, is down in agony. Pressure coming right up the middle from Brent Mueller, and Mueller may have banged that knee a little bit.
He caught up to the quarterback, Kevin, and had the jersey and kind of spun, I think, Eric. Let's watch it here. Go ahead.
That's one of the things there that when you got a strong defensive line like that, they just kind of bull rush you and get right through there. Quarterback turns his back a little bit. Really no chance there. And the injury here looks like it happens right there when he falls, just gets the turf on his knee.
Yeah. He's going to spin right there. Right there. When he planted that right foot, and the knee wouldn't go. But fortunately, he's walking off fairly well.
It's always a good sign when you're walking off the field. We'll see if he returns.
Well, they called, Tony Hoffman says that's one of their leaders on this team is Brent Mueller, and you don't want to lose your leader in the first half of a state championship game. That can be somewhat deflating, so hopefully he'll be back soon.
Kevin, he's a 4-year starter for Crofton, so he's a guy with the experience just dripping all over him. And you don't want to, number one, you just don't want to see him hurt. And secondly, you don't want to lose that experience.
4th down and punt time now. Wade Vance back to punt it away, and the snap over his head. Vance picks it up. Good presence by Vance just to get rid of the football, and it'll bounce down at the 28-yard line. But a very good job by Vance realizing the rush wasn't on, guys. He had time and he punted it away.
Well, that's really just being a thinker and making sure that you're doing the smart thing there on the field. And he realized once he picked that ball up, there was some field in front of him, and he was going to go ahead and punt that ball away. It's better than taking a loss there on the play.
Well, he fortunately was able to get a finger on it, too, on that snap. Then that kept it sort of in the vicinity.
Yeah, if he has to go back with the snap way over his head, it's a problem because you got guys coming straight at you, and that ball just kind of bounced right back to him. Here we go, live action.
28-yard line, 1st down and 10. Right up the middle, and it's the backup tailback. Remember, Mueller not in there right now, so Adam Schieffer gets the first carry of the day.
Coach Keyser talked about at the beginning of this game that his defensive ends and his line, those are going to be the guys that are going to have to win this battle today, especially the way that Crofton runs the option and has some big guys up front. He's really keying on those defensive ends to be the strength of his success today.
And Eric, as a quarterback, your first read coming out of there usually is that defensive end, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. You want to make sure you know where he is. Usually the strongest, fastest guy on the defensive side.
2nd and 8 from the 30. On the option, Jansen has some running room, and Jansen popped right there at the 33-yard line. Good coverage on the play, good recovery. Wade Vance and Marcus Vance combined on the stop.
See it again as that offensive line seals it off there, Eric. Excellent blocking by the offensive line. Chris Poulter, Randy Donor.
That was. The receivers are actually working downfield, too, to get their blocks. But as you know, as a receiver, they'll say it's tough to hold the block that long. 2 seconds or 3 seconds is a long time.
You just have to get up there with that 4.4 speed and burn it.
That's right.
Doesn't sound like you buy that. 3rd and 4 from the 34-yard line. Jansen has time and incomplete. Looked like contact before, and here comes the flag.
Well, I think we might have had another tip ball.
Looked like it.
Let's take a look and
they might wave this one
off. The
off.
officials discuss this once again. Roger Douglas, our referee, the last time on a tip ball, waved it off.
That ball changed directions.
And they are, yep.
Yeah, because it was tipped.
And it's a tip ball. Let's watch it again. Yep, right there. The tip there by 86 Nate Toon.
Nate Toon got it.
Let's go downstairs to Larry Putney.
Well, you guys call it. It was tip pass, and so they waved it off. And once again, this is Cruz doing a very nice job of getting together and making sure they get the right call.
Some groans, of course, from the Crofton sideline, but it was a good call, and they'll punt it away. A little rush coming from the outside. Cambridge's Tyler Keyser almost in there in the back seat. And now some running room, but tripped up very quickly. Good coverage by Crofton. Looked for a minute, guys, like a seam was going to open up, but then Crofton swarming and shutting the door. NETV wants to help you navigate through the maze of college planning. Nebraska Connects, Destination College, follows 3 Nebraskans as they begin the college selection process. This documentary highlights the resources you need in pursuing a higher education. Nebraska Connects, Destination College, Monday night at 9:30 Central Time on NETV. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. On 1st down, the pass caught, and a 1st down again for Cambridge. Quick throw to Whitney Jones, the tight end.
That ball couldn't have been thrown any better than that. He just saw the receiver. Looked like a tight end in a little flag route there. Just putting the ball up and over the defenders.
Whitney Jones, Eric, just coming off the line. He beat that backer to the seam over there. And yeah, you're right. It's a well thrown football.
Good throw and catch.
Impressed so far, especially with this wind, to the throwing ability of Wade Vance. First back through and some running room on that right side of the line for Matt Sexton. A good gain across the 45 to the 44.
Eric, you were a starter as a sophomore at Millard North and a starter as a sophomore at Nebraska. What's that like as a sophomore? Wade Vance is a sophomore. What's that like coming in to run the football team as a youngster?
Well, it's one of those operations where you're out on the field and you're the leader of this team, no matter whether you're a sophomore, a freshman, or a senior, and he's done a great job. He's probably ahead of the time right now.
Some big senior says, says something, you say, stuff it, I'm running the team, right?
Well, that's right.
Fumble on the play. They were looking to hand it off to Sexton. He didn't get his hands around it, and Vance, fortunately, able to pounce on the ball before Crofton could get there. There were 2 Warriors right in the vicinity.
Right there, it just looks like they were reading the defensive end on the play, and Sexton just couldn't hold on to the ball. It looks like just a little bit of miscommunication between the running back there and the quarterback, and really you can't have those. A good job of him actually getting back on the ball, still have possession.
3rd and 6 from the 45. Vance all day to throw. Man open over the middle and off the fingertips. Incomplete. Matt Depperschmidt was there, and Depperschmidt took a licking once he pulled the arms back in. He got popped.
Travis Shoemaker, Kevin, on the coverage. He came from the corner. He saw the crossing action. Here it is again, as you'll see Vance. Nice time to throw back there, Eric.
Yeah, it is. And he did a great job of setting his feet, and the ball's on the money. He throws a really tight spiral, and that's always a good thing to see. It's a nice-looking ball, and just couldn't hold on to it. He took a big hit.
Right in the breadbasket.
Took a big hit from Shoemaker, as we said a moment ago. And Depperschmidt coming across, he was actually open for about an 8 to 10 yard stretch. And, of course, Vance waiting for him to clear. Didn't pick him up right away. Let's hope he's okay.
Crofton 7 and Cambridge nothing. Crofton scoring on a long drive a few moments ago, and good to see that. Matt Depperschmidt starting to get up and make his way out. Probably had the wind blasted out of him by the hit from Shoemaker. Crofton leading it 7-0, and ready to punt it away again is Wade Vance. And so far, Crofton able to do the job to this point. Vance waiting. Time to punt it away, right up the elevator shaft and out of bounds. Not the punt that Cambridge wanted to see there, as that one scooted off the side of the foot and went straight up into the air. Well, we're glad to have you with us today, along with Eric Crouch and Adrian Fiala. I'm Kevin Kugler. Larry Putney is down on the field. You can't see him here because we're up in the booth, which you would think it'd be balmy, but here we got the gloves on. Everybody's wearing coats.
Coats, no scarves, Kevin.
I'm not afraid to wear a coat up here, that's for sure. I know it's football weather and football season, but
you're not playing right now.
I'm not playing.
Well,
that's for
yesterday
sure.
we're in shirt sleeves, a little sweat coming off the nose, and today we're all wrapped up in coats. But that's the way it is.
Weather changes quick around here, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Now we're all three soft, too. That doesn't help. First down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Mack on the sweep of the right side. A blocker out in front, and Mack with a first down. He was getting a fantastic block out front by Rhett Sandvig, and that really opened a lane for him to run.
Here it is at ground level. Watch all the blocking right there. I think that was 75. Chris Poulter on the block at the line. A missed tackle right there. Trevor Lee, that is, missing the tackle, and then it's downfield for about 10 more, Eric.
You know, the coach said that this guy's a smart kid. He's a 4.0 student, so he's not only smart in the classroom, but he's smart on the field, and it shows out here.
From the 45, first down and 10. Motion from Meck. They fake the give to Meck, and right up the middle, looking for running room is Brett Mueller, back in after the injury, and Mueller picks up 4 yards out near the 49-yard line. 2nd and 6, Crofton trying to start a drive again.
See, you watch that motion there. That Meck is going in motion, and Eric, you talked about the backers earlier, what that does. Go over that again.
Exactly. As you saw in that play right there, that the tackle just came out and got enough on the linebacker to where, you know, you can pick up 4 or 5 yards, and when you can do that on first down, I mean, that's a big chunk of yards to gain.
Plus. You get the backers that notice that motion. They might want to just lean a little bit to the right or left, whichever way the motion's going, and then boom, they come back up the middle.
Mueller out again on the sideline, being looked at by the training staff. Meck gets it on the toss. 2nd and 6, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 as he gets into Cambridge territory at the 49-yard line.
Well, it looked like there just a wall of offensive line and backs and fullbacks there leading the way through. So Kyle Sewing there on the play. I mean, just an unbelievable play, but not enough to get the first down, but those linemen are out there doing their job and bowling over the defense. Just plugging away, getting extra yards, and when you get positive yards, that is a great thing.
And a look at Mueller as they work on that left ankle. Hopefully he'll be back in soon. 3rd and 4 from the Cambridge 49-yard line. The toss goes to Sandvik behind Donor, and he cannot get there. 2 yards shy of the first, trying to run behind big Randy Donor, and not a lot of running room there for Sandvik.
Donor is the big tackle we talked about earlier at about 320 plus. Watch him, 66 right there, pulling and going, along with 75, Chris Poulter, leading the action. And Donor about destroyed. Who was that? Was that up front there? Fullback. Didn't get the full number, but anyway, Donor, for a big guy, Eric, moving out pretty well.
Well, he is, and the defense there, just using their speed. They're a little bit outmatched in size, but they're using their speed to get to the ball, and is being really effective today.
Cambridge is forced to use its final timeout. Crofton came to the line to go for it. 4th down and 3 from the 48-yard line, and Dan Keyser says, hold on here, let's talk this thing over and make sure we have the right defense out there to stop a critical 4th down. If Crofton does go for it, Cambridge with an opportunity with a stop to have good field position to start a drive.
Yeah, after what happened in the first stanza, Eric, you have to rethink your system here.
Yeah, you do rethink it, but the one thing is he's looking for a first down, and whatever play he's going to call, he's going to go for it.
Let's go downstairs to Larry Putney. Larry?
Well, you see Mueller just got taped up. There's a shot of him. He's testing out that ankle. He said he just rolled it a little bit. The trainer kept pushing and checking it. Does that hurt? He said, no, I just rolled it. Tape it up. Let me get back out there.
Trainers get used to hearing that word no. I don't know of a player that ever said, nah, I can't go back in it. I'm okay. Let's go.
Not if you're in the title game and you're a senior. You want to get out there and play like Brett Mueller and one of the leaders on this team, a 4-year starter. You're not going to miss your first ever title game. 4th down and 3, and Crofton will go. No, they try to draw Cambridge offside, and Cambridge not buying anything, and it'll be a punt now for Crofton.
Great job of sitting in there and just holding your own and making sure that you don't jump, because that is a big play, especially with 5 minutes left on the clock and 4th down. When you know that happens, it can be a bad thing to jump, and then that could change the morale of the game.
Tonight, after the conclusion of the Class A game, Statewide looks at why the Omaha School District is suing the state over school funding. The district calls the state formula unconstitutional and doesn't provide money to educate their students. School districts in Grand Island, South Sioux City, and Lexington also have joined Omaha in their suit. Don't miss Statewide tonight following the conclusion of the Class A game.
Eric, talk about that a little more in terms of trying to draw the team off. I know you didn't do a lot of it at Nebraska, but you're going to use a different cadence. And,
yeah, what you do
system.
is the quarterback gets up to the line, and you want to get up there quick. So the quarterback is not, he's not. You saw in this play though, he's not just taking his time to get up to the line. He gets up to the line, makes the defense think, hey, they're going to run the ball and they're going to do it fast on the first sound.
Right.
So they kind of get a little bit jumpy, and they did a great job of holding it in there on that play.
Good composure by Cambridge.
4th down and 3. Time to punt now for Crofton. Tried to draw offside. They'll run the fake on the option. Toss. Meck's got the corner and the first down for Crofton. Oh, a gutsy call by the Crofton staff. Tony Hoffman going with the fake, and they work it to perfection.
That was set up wonderfully over there on the left side. They run it to the wide side of the field. Here it goes.
He's not probably used to run the option, but he just did a great job on that play there. I mean, he's one of those things where, no, actually that was Jansen, it looked like, and so he made a pitch and picture perfect there for the first down.
And he did it to the left side too, the tough side for the right-hander.
1st down and 10 from the 38-yard line. On the toss play, running room after the hole opens. Oh, and a great tackle made. A touchdown-saving tackle perhaps by Marcus Vaughn. If he doesn't get Meck around the ankles, I'm not sure Meck's not still running.
Yeah, he probably is, Kevin. Marcus Vaughn played great defense. You see it right there, right at the shoe tops. And again, good blocking up front there, as we talked about a moment ago. Donor and Palter and Fox over in the center.
I can imagine tough to make a single open field tackle on a player like Meck.
Oh my, it's as you know, Eric, one of the toughest things for a defender to do, especially a backer or a defensive back in open field.
2nd down and 7. On the reverse, Sandvig going nowhere. They try a little misdirection, and Cambridge not fooled for a minute. 3rd down and a long 6, a short 7 to go.
Really, to Cambridge's credit, they're not allowing the big play in the running game up the middle, which means their tackles and defensive end linebackers are coming up and making big plays.
And when those linebackers read that play, there were 2 handoffs on that last play, and a little bit of confusion back there. But Cambridge, as you said, Eric, their backers staying at home, playing the ball, and they did a great job to solve that play and stop it.
A penalty, though, at the end of the play, a face mask against Cambridge, and so instead of 3rd down and long, it's 2nd down now and about 1.5 yards to go. So that changes this entire drive for Crofton. 2nd down and 1 yard to go from the 29. Play fake. Jansen has time, has a man, caught at the 15-yard line and down at the 14. Nate Tramp with a 1st down for Crofton.
Boy, you talk about excellent ball handling here and faking. Good bootleg action in there, because you said you always got to be worried about those ends, those tight ends. And there's where it happens.
Yeah, you do. That's one of the plays. It's a very big play for a tight end, up about 10 yards and right to the flag, right to the corner. The quarterback can do a great job, whether it's man or zone coverage. There it looked like man coverage, and he just got his guy beat.
On defense, when you see the bootleg, you yell out, and as a linebacker, you try to find those tight ends. And sometimes you find them, and they're about 5 yards downfield, and it's too late, like that play there.
He put his hand up there.
Yeah.
Said, I'm open.
You need that. Quarterbacks need that sometimes.
Right. We do. Sometimes we don't see everything now.
1st down and 10 from the 13. Crofton trying to add to their 7-0 lead late here in the 2nd quarter. Up the middle, tough running through the hole by Sandvig. And a good gain inside the 10 down to the 9.
And watch the collision here between Derek Light, 14, coming up. Kaboom, right there. Lights out.
He'll feel that one in the morning.
Oh, my. There he is, number 14, Derek Light. He's a senior, 164-pound senior, taking on Meck at 175. Pretty good match right there, but Meck had a lot of momentum coming forward, and Light paid the price.
Light, the man that started the year as the starting quarterback, he was beaten out by Vance in fall practice, and now is the starting free safety and quarterbacking the defense. Jansen on the option, and really, again, not a lot of running room up the middle against this Cambridge defense. Jansen moves it ahead near the 6-yard line, but they're still 3 yards shy of the 1st.
A lot of misdirection.
Yeah, and Eric, that last play, the fullback Shoemaker was he was out there on the flank. Nobody paying any attention at all to him. Maybe we'll see him get the pitch here in the play or two.
That would be expected.
You try to do that. You set him up that way.
You do. You set him up, and when a guy is open there, you want to take advantage of that.
3rd down and 3 from the 6. Jansen on the keep, trying to just ride that surge from the offensive line, and depends on the spot. He's going to be very close, maybe a half-yard shy of the first.
There, he did a good job of just fighting for the extra yards. I think he knew where his first down marker was. It's going to be very close. Like Kevin said, we'll see what happens when they bring out the markers.
Yeah, this is a very interesting measurement. Obviously, if you're Crofton in this situation already ahead, you go for it if you're short, and it looks as if they are inches short of the first down. No question here, is there, guys? You don't line up for a field goal. You just try to punch it in, right?
That's what I would do if I was Tony Hoffman. Eric, how about you?
Well, I would run the same play they just ran. They got 1.5 yards out of it, 2 yards. Let's do it again and try to get the first down, and then we get 4 more shots.
See if they go behind big number 66, Randy Donor, or if they just sneak right behind the center, Justin Foxhoven. 4th down and inches. Jansen just pushes forward, bounces off, and I don't think he got it. What a surge by the Cambridge defense. He is stopped short, and Cambridge turns Crofton away on 4th and inches.
And Light this time comes up big on the play. Derek Light, 14, along with Matthew Depperschmidt. Watch him left side here. They're trying to go right up the gap. There was a bit of a gap there. There you see Depperschmidt, and then Light helped out. That's a great play, guys.
A little bit of a gap, yeah, it was. And, you know, the defensive line running up front there showing a good surge of power, just pushing through. The center kind of fell back on his heels, and when you see that, you know those guys are serious about making a stance.
Well, it was an impressive performance. Anthony Hopkins in there as well at the bottom of that push. 1st down and 10 from the 4. And just a handoff straight up the gut. Matt Sexton with a gain of a couple across the 5 and near the 6-yard line. Tackle in there by Chris Poulter.
Well, 2 big 4th down plays here in the first half have figured into this game in a big way. We saw that 4th and inches that earlier that Cambridge went for and did not make, and Crofton came back and put the score. Then Crofton on this last play here, 4th and inches, not able to get it. And Cambridge, well, trying to make something happen with 1:23 and counting left.
Got to be a big momentum and emotion boost, though, for that team to get the stop. On the handoff again up the middle, and Shiflett stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. And now Crofton will use a timeout. They have 1 remaining after this one, and they will try to force Cambridge to give them the short field with which to work.
Absolutely. Cambridge will have, if they kick, that comes up here, they're going to kick against a pretty good wind cutting across the field as they rally around Dan Kieser to get some instruction here.
Can't imagine, guys, that you'd see anything too risky in this end of the field. You've got the wind against you, and you're in your own end zone. Just even though it's 3rd down and long, even though you'd like to get the first, do you just go with a simple play up the middle, just a simple play on the ground to try to keep this ball from becoming anything more than a puntable situation?
Well, you know, that's a possibility. One thing that I would look into is Cambridge has had success. Vance has been throwing the ball extremely well. He's been hitting his targets on the rollouts. And so maybe you look for him to do that. Maybe find a tight end or find a crossing route there that's going to, you know, get the first down for him. And that's what they need, because, if they get a 4th down here, they might get pinned back. The wind is in their face, and that might give enough time for Crofton to score or get in field goal range.
Vance 5 for 11, Eric, here in the first half. He has thrown the ball rather well at times. And you've got to have a good exchange, though, down here. That's very important. You got to know your centers behind real well.
Yep, you sure do.
3rd down and 8 from the 6. Vance ready to go. See what the decision is by the Cambridge staff. Vance will roll left and throw. Fires it out. It is caught. Fingertip grab made by Sexton, and he leans forward very close to the first down. I believe, though, it's about 1 yard shy of the first.
I think it is, Kevin. Very good call, Eric. As you said, let's throw the ball. He's thrown it well, and we talked about that play.
Definitely have to punt in this play here, and you may try to run the clock down here a little bit. Was there a timeout call? There may have been.
Yeah, Crofton used their final timeout. So they will try to force the Cambridge punt here and try to put something together over the final minute of this first half. Well, if you'd like a VHS copy or DVD of the game you're seeing today, log on to mynptv.org and click on the sports link or call 1-800-228 4630. NETV is Nebraska's home for sports.
Now the center for Cambridge, 61, Travis Match, in the ball game. We'll see if he is indeed the deep snapper. I believe he is. But all the eyes will be on him.
And remember, they have had snapping problems today. One punt snap already has gone over the head of Wade Vaughn's. This would be a rather inopportune time for you to snap the ball over your punter's head here.
It is number 61, Travis Match, again on the snap.
Here comes the punt from Wade Vaughn's. Cambridge trailing 7-0. Good snap. Pressure coming, and Vaughn's gets it off. Takes a real good Cambridge roll. Across the 45, still rolling out near midfield, and that worked out very well for the Cambridge Trojans. About as well as you can expect in that situation with the wind and the rush.
And a very good snap, as you said, Kevin, by Travis Match, the senior, 5'10", 178 from Cambridge. Put the ball right there where it needed to be, right about knee to belt high for the punters. So good job by him. A lot of people forget about those guys until something goes wrong as a bad snap. We've seen that happen a number of times at the collegiate level. Good job by Match.
Yeah, nice to give them a little credit when they actually do it right.
You bet.
First down and 10 from midfield. Jansen on the roll. Steps up, down the middle of the field, tipped up in the air and incomplete.
Had a couple steps on him there. As you see, he just was rolling out to the right and made a play there, turned back and saw a guy open down the field, making a toss down. Maybe just needed to get a little bit more air on the ball, but it's hard to set your feet and throw that ball as fast as you can.
And again, it's bootleg action. I love the bootleg action, as you see. Quarterback winding up, and it's Derek Light. Almost has the interception. He has 8 on the year. He knows how to do it.
From midfield, 2nd and 10. Jansen wants to throw again. Has a man out there, and it's tipped and incomplete. Good coverage by Tyler Keyser, the junior corner who has a pick on the season. Almost had his second as that one was in his hands.
Again, Eric moving out, the quarterback moving out, Jansen on the run. Tell us why it's so important for a quarterback, especially a guy that can move, to be able to throw on the run.
Well, here a guy that's left-handed throwing on the run, it's very important because, like you said, if there's a defensive line, if there's linebackers or guys that have speed, corners that have speed, and you can gain something on the edge on the corner there. It's rolling out, and it makes it a little bit easier to throw, maybe even a shorter throw.
3rd down and 10 from midfield. Up the middle, and Rhett Sandvig just out to the 46-yard line, brings up 4th down, and that'll likely be the final play of the first half.
Eric, which did you prefer? Did you prefer to drop back or throw on a run? Your style? Tell us about that.
Yeah, you know, the thing with being at Nebraska and playing in their system is that we did roll out quite a bit. We had a lot of play action, so it's very difficult to look down, have a fake, go, drop back, and then at the last second look up and try to find your receivers, which are, and look at what coverage it actually is. So he's doing a very good job today, and that's one of the hard things. But I prefer to drop back because then you can, right from the snap, see where your defenders are.
Halftime is here. Crofton leading Cambridge 7-0. Larry Putney standing by with Cambridge head coach Dan Keyser.
Coach, you seem to go to the air a little bit more than in previous games. Try to set up the run?
Yeah, definitely. You know, they got a great run defense, and we just feel like we need to do that. And then also, you know, we can throw the ball pretty well too, so it's a big part of our offense.
Big stop down there on the goal.
Yeah, that was big, and but yeah, we still got another half, and you know, we got to settle down there. We've missed some blocks there, and you know, I think we were a little rattled there, sophomore quarterback there, and we'll settle in. We should be all right.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, thank you.
Dan Keyser, the head coach of Cambridge, with some work to do in the locker room. His team trails Crofton 7-0 at halftime.
Oh, it's story time. We'll read the story about the big dog. Yes, on the way to school.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District, together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NETV is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to help reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for soybean farmers and you.
Programming on NETV is made possible by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
These cost about $50. This costs about $57,000. Choosing to use these can help you avoid this. And since inactivity is a better predictor of death than smoking, high blood pressure, and even heart disease, using these more and this less could save you more than money. A message that's good to know from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Women have a thing for me. It's never too late to have a happy childhood, so watch The Red Green Show.
Saturday night at 10:30 Central Time on NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television.
NETV sports coverage of the 2003 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is brought to you in part by Bryan LGH Medical Center, the first name in healthcare. By the Nebraska Beef Council, brought to you by Nebraska's beef producers. Beef, it's what's for dinner. By the Public Alliance for Community Energy, locally owned and operated, your hometown choice for natural gas. And by NPPD, always there when you need us. And we are back at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, halftime of the Class C2 State Championship, a low-scoring affair. Crofton with a 7-0 lead over Cambridge. Well, as we've done throughout these state high school football championships, we've given you the opportunity to learn a little bit more about some of the other championships that have already wrapped up this season. And with me is Deborah Velder of the NSAA. And Deborah, let's talk about the boys tennis tournament, which has completed a few weeks ago. I hope it was warmer for boys tennis than it is for the championship of C2 today.
Yes, it was. It was a little bit warmer. We had to fight it off a little rain in the afternoon, but we got the contest done and had a great time.
Well, let's talk about the boys tennis tournament as it stands in Nebraska right now. Tell us about the classes. Tell us about how many schools compete. What is the state of boys tennis in Nebraska high schools?
There are 2 classes in boys tennis. There are 28 schools in Class A, our largest classification, and the remainder of the schools are in Class B, which equates to about 27 schools. And this year, Omaha Creighton Prep won the Class A championship, and they were pretty much the forerunner as far as the champion was concerned throughout the season. Had a little more excitement in Class B with York winning it on the last match of the day. So,
when you look at boys tennis at the high school level, is it growing? Has it stayed about steady? What do we see in Nebraska as the state of boys tennis?
Boys tennis has pretty much leveled off. We have pretty much the same schools that have participated over the last several years and have not seen a lot of new schools coming into the sport.
Where does boys tennis take place, and what kinds of things, what kind of changes, as we look at some of the highlights of boys tennis, what kind of changes have we seen in the boys tennis tournament over the years?
Well, we do host our two tournaments in 2 different locations. Class A is hosted in Omaha and Class B is hosted in Lincoln. Probably one of the significant changes we're seeing is that we're putting more emphasis on sportsmanship, and we do have a little stricter code of sportsmanship than is required by the U.S. Tennis Association, but it falls more in line with what is expected at our high school championship. So that has been a learning experience and is continuing to be a learning experience for some of our coaches and our players.
Andy Roddick is the #1 ranked player in the world in men's tennis. He is also an Omaha native. Do you think that prominence that a Omaha native has had on the world tennis scene is going to help boys tennis?
Oh, yes, I definitely do. And I think that it gives the state someone to take pride in and to identify with the activity. And he's done an excellent job, and he is a good role model for our students.
When you look at boys tennis now in Nebraska, what does the future look like for the sport?
I see the future pretty consistent with what we have had. You know, we have the concerns with tennis that with our seasons we're not able to play year-round. So if you have the more dedicated, the serious players that are going to take it to the next level, generally they don't stick around with the high school programs in Nebraska. They do take off and go to warmer climates where they can have coaching year-round.
Boys tennis in Nebraska is one of the many sports that the NSAA sanctions. And let's look at the standings once again in the boys tennis. The state champions, Omaha Creighton Prep in Class A and York in Class B. Talk a little bit about the Creighton Prep season. This was a team that really from the beginning of the tennis season, they were expected to be the state champions, and no surprise when you got to the state tournament.
That's true. They have a strong base for their team, and the coaches pretty much knew throughout the year that was going to be the team to beat. But as they worked harder to beat Creighton Prep worked harder and just got better and better, and they proved it on that last day in October.
Well, there's no question. That's what athletics are all about, the competition and trying to knock off the best teams out there. Creighton Prep and York, your champions this year in boys tennis. Deborah Velder of the NSAA. Deborah, thank you. Always good to see you.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Deborah Velder of the Nebraska School Activities Association, where we are at halftime of the Class C2 State High School Football Championship at Memorial Stadium. Crofton leading Cambridge 7-0.
Programming on NETV is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
Bryan LGH West is bringing advanced neuroscience technology to Nebraska, offering the state's first gamma knife radiosurgery to non-invasively treat brain tumors and severe facial pain, and working with Nebraska's only physician specially trained in coiling for brain aneurysms. Just two examples of our commitment to neuroscience care for Nebraskans and our neighbors. Bryan LGH, the first name in healthcare.
Next time on Nature, Ginger Catherine's returns to the wild horses of Montana and a stallion known as Cloud. In this chapter, Cloud has two sons. And in these wild and unpredictable mountains, family means everything.
Sunday night at 7 Central Time on NETV. From getting your kids to bed to getting them to the dentist, you'll find parenting advice and more on mymptv.org. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television.
Crofton showing an unusual amount of toughness or perhaps silliness. They're staying in the end zone during halftime. It is a chilly day, and these kids are right out there on the field. And Tony Hoffman saying, look, if I'm standing out there without a hat on, you guys can sit out here in the end zone.
I think Tony Hoffman went to the Bud Grant School of Football. The Minnesota Vikings used to do that kind of stuff, too. No haters on the sidelines, and he's there in the end zone. They probably did that all year, guys, and just a habit, a winning habit, so to speak.
Well, we're glad to have you with us today from Memorial Stadium, along with Eric Crouch and Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney, of course, down on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler, and it's been a real low-scoring affair, kind of a surprise, I think. In my mind, I was expecting a higher-scoring game. Not the case, though. Crofton with that one long drive, that's been all that Crofton has needed. They lead at 7-0.
Yeah, we always talk about defense winning championships, and I think the defenses are playing well today. They're causing a lot of disturbing things that happen in the middle of the field and behind the center and the quarterback area, really flushing the quarterback out of the pocket. And you know, it's a war up there. These guys they're there, they're fighting, and they're holding their own. And when you look at defenses and how they've played out in the past, generally they're going to win the championship game for you.
And Crofton able to capitalize, Kevin, on the miscue by Cambridge. Cambridge had a fourth down and maybe about 8 or 10 inches to go at about the 40-yard line. They went for it. What we think, Eric and I thought maybe it was going to be a slant pass, but did not work. The receiver not there, so the ball went over, and Crofton able to capitalize on that problem or that miscue by Cambridge.
Well, let's take a look at some highlights from the first half of action today in this C2 state championship. And the passing of Cambridge, that's been the story offensively in the first half. They've been throwing the ball pretty well today.
Well, yeah, Wade Vance is 6 for 12 in his passing, and he's been doing a great job, rolling out and showing his arm. He's throwing the beautiful spirals and the passes, and here Jansen throwing a ball downfield, just getting it over the defender. showing that he's here to play too and doing a little running as well.
Jansen's 3 for 7 in the passing category, 39 yards. You saw that nice pitch right there. Here's Meck taking it up inside. He is a tough runner. William Meck over 1,000 yards this year for Crofton, and there's a touchdown. Nick Jansen sneaking behind that big offensive line. Now Vaughns puts it up, Eric.
You know, the defenses have been playing well with these quarterbacks. I tell you, that's another big ingredient to the game, how well they're going to play, how well they believe in their team, and them showing their leadership on the field.
Tough snap right here. Wade Vaughns on the punt. Great athletic ability and presence of mind to stay with it, get the kick off. And wow, there's that big hit that we saw earlier. That's Matthew Depper-Smith that took the hit from Travis Shoemaker.
You're going to take some big hits in a championship game. That's one of the things is you got yourself this far. You might as well dedicate your body to the football game and feel the pain in the morning.
They certainly will. No question about that as the highlights of the first half. And we move into the stats now. Crofton, 151 total yards and 101 yards of total offense for Cambridge. The surprise in Cambridge's numbers, again, the most of them have come in the passing game. That's not been their MO this year. They've been running first, and then the pass works in. Not today. They've been a pass-first team, no question, with 68 of their 101 yards in the passing game.
Yeah, they've been passing, Kevin, for about 100 yards, just a little under 100 yards a game thus far, and 68 in the first half. So, Eric, that is a little uncharacteristic for the Cambridge.
Yeah, it has been uncharacteristic, and sometimes the coaches will get in these games and they'll change the game plan a little bit just to throw them off, and sometimes that can work.
You've got to take what the defense gives you.
Yeah, you definitely do, and as you've seen, the defensive line has been rushing through, and they've got a big one there with Crofton, and so those guys are able to get through, so it flushes them out, and it causes them to go on the roll and throw passes, crossing routes, out routes to the tight end.
You guys like the game plan for both of these teams so far? You've got Crofton, which has been mainly a ground team, although they've been able to work a little bit of passing in Cambridge. They've had some effectiveness through the air. Everybody stay the course in the second half?
I like what Cambridge has done, as Eric mentioned a moment ago, and we talked about in the first half, Kevin. They're moving the quarterback on the roll, and it gives the quarterback a little more opportunity to complete the pass. It takes away some of the defensive pressure when he can get out and run, and then it gives him another option too. If the pass is shut down by the secondary, he can get out and go.
Yeah, Crofton's sticking to their game plan. We talked with the coach earlier. He's going to run that wing bone offense. He's using the big offensive linemen to kind of move the ball. And to credit of Cambridge, they've been doing a good job of, like I said before, not allowing that big play, because in this type of offense, you can get a lot of big plays, especially in the option game.
7-0 our score at halftime. Crofton leading Cambridge in the Class C2 state championship. More from Memorial Stadium next.
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Brought to you by Nebraska's beef producers.
Nebraska. You live and play here. You raise your family here. So do we. ACE, community-owned, community-operated. Your hometown choice for natural gas.
First, it was baby steps, then the first day of kindergarten, and now college. But what college is best for your child, and how about the financial costs? Nebraska Connects, Destination College, can help guide you and your college-bound child to the right choices about the many options available for their college education. Watch Nebraska Connects, Destination College.
Monday night at 9:30 Central Time on NETV.
Skinwalkers.
Sunday night at 8 Central Time on NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television.
Along with Adrian Fiala, Eric Crouch, Larry Putney, and our entire NETV sports production crew, I'm Kevin Kugler from a very chilly Lincoln, Nebraska's Memorial Stadium today. 7-0 our halftime score in the C2 State Championship, Crofton and Cambridge. And as we told you at the beginning of the game, it was a decision made by Dan Keyser to take the goal and take the win, and so Crofton is going to get the ball not only to start the first half, but they'll get the football again to start this second half. And Crofton likes to pound the ball, likes to run those long drives out. If they can get a good drive going here, that really puts Cambridge up against the wall. It's going to be up to that Cambridge defense to come up with a stop early on in the process.
Pressure will be on, Kevin. Cambridge's defense rose up a couple of times, big time in the first half. Stop Crofton, and it'll be up to them again to see if they can get it done.
Downstairs we go to Larry Putney standing by with Crofton head coach Tony Hoffman.
Well, on the touchdown drive, you converted a couple of big third downs. The key, making plays when you have to.
The kids did a great job. Execution's been pretty decent. Their defense is tough, and they're doing a great job. They're staying home. They're reading their keys. I mean, we're not getting a lot of flow out of the backers and things that we hope to get. We had a nice drive stall out down there, and that was kind of a decision we had to make to kick it or go for it. And we thought, we're here, 14's better than 10, but I hope that don't come back and haunt us. That's points we need.
Hey, just real quickly, you keep your guys out on the field at halftime. Talk about that. That's a little different.
We don't like going in. We like talking to them, what we got to do, and then we can line up and do our adjustments real quick. And we just line up and walk through them. I always feel if we show it to them and can walk through it, we always seem to come out a little better, we hope.
Best of luck in the second half.
Thanks a lot.
Eric, talk about the third down situation there from Crofton.
Well, there's been a big third down situation here, and Crofton has had 4 for 9, and Cambridge, again, 1 for 5. So, that's a big difference. And one other thing I noticed, too, is in an offense like Crofton has, time of possession is also a big thing. They've almost have 17 minutes to Cambridge's 7.5 minutes, which we'll see how big of a difference that makes in the second half.
NETV sports coverage of the 2003 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is brought to you in part by NPPD, always there when you need us. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. By Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, community grants, and college planning services. And by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff, promoting soy biodiesel, clean burning, and renewable, making a difference for soybean farmers and you. Kickoff coming. Crofton will have it to start the second half. And we'll see what Crofton is able to do with this one. A low line drive kick. Crofton's Rhett Sandvig on the move, trying to get around that right-hand corner. Sandvig at the 35, and a good start for the Crofton Warriors as they'll set it up at the 39-yard line with a 1st and 10.
Sandvig doing a good job. That ball's kind of skittered around the ground. It's pretty hard to feel the football. The football's a strange shape, takes a lot of strange bounces, and Sandvig able to handle it very well. And then not only that, but get it upfield almost to the 40-yard line, give his team a good chance to start here.
1st down and 10, 39-yard line. Jansen, Meck trying to find running room. Tracked down from behind by Whitney Jones after a pickup of 3.
Tough yards there by Meck, just finding his blockers, and I think that's one of the big things that he's been able to do this game. He's a smart kid. He reads his blockers very well, and there you saw him just picking up 3 yards and here just chopping away at him.
Well, that's what Crofton wants to do. You just want to chop away long drives, sustain those drives. Set up on the wishbone now on 2nd down and 7. A little bit of confusion in the backfield. Meck takes the handoff and works it out to the 46-yard line. That'll leave him 3 yards short of the 1st.
Looked like the old crossbuck play there.
Just a half a step confusion, but that gives that defense a chance just to read it very quickly and shut it down. And just a short gain, but both backs heading in the same direction. They both had to stop, and then Meck started up and took off once again. Back in the first half, 10 carries for 60 yards.
I guess you can spend a little extra time back there when you got a line that big.
Oh, yeah. A lot of good friends.
3rd down and 3 from the 46. On the end around, Sandvig. He is stopped short, and Cambridge comes up with the big stop, stuffing Sandvig after a 1-yard gain.
Hand the ball off to Mack as he comes around on the motion, and then he hands it back to Sandvig. Again, a double handoff. They ran that play a time or two in the first half. Cambridge, just you stay at home. Make the play, stay at home. Don't let that ball handling back there, Eric, confuse you.
4th down and 2, and it's time to punt. Again, the wind blowing across the field. It'll push the ball to the left. And this one, just a line drive kick out of bounds, not the punt that Crofton was looking for. And Cambridge with good field position at the 37-yard line to start. That one kind of shanked off the side of the foot, and not a lot of room there for anything to happen after the punt by Morgan Wanger. So the first offensive possession now for Cambridge, and see what the adjustments made at halftime by this Trojan offense. 1st down and 10 from the 37. Vaughn's straight drop. Lots of time to throw. Going for the big play downfield to Sexton, juggled and incomplete.
Well, we threw that one out there for him, and obviously didn't come up with it, but it was right on the numbers, right on the money, just right out of his hands, fingertip catch. Those ones you probably have to come down with in a game like this.
You'd like to have it happen here. Robbie Gunther is downfield here on the coverage, and man, the ball hits the receiver right in the hands. Eric, as a quarterback, you talk to your receiver and say, you got to catch those guys, man.
That is right.
Fumble on the play, and Cambridge able to cover it up. Ball popped free, and fortunately, Johnny on the spot in there, number 69, the smallest guy on that offensive line, 5'9", left guard Trevor Lee.
That means he's a tough guy.
You got to be tough. If you're 5'9", 170 pounds, and you're on the offensive line, you've got to have something in there. 3rd down and 7 from the 40. Vaughn's dropped at the 48-yard line, thrown a little behind Whitney Jones, and good coverage out there again by Crofton. They have been covering the pass very well today, especially on the place, it seems, to the right side. They're having much better success.
Again, movement by the quarterback of Otts to get outside, and coverage over by Tony Phillips. You'll see him, 82. Good play action there. Quarterback on the move, Otts, and now 82. Watch 82 come in right there, and just to make sure the ball a little bit behind us, as you said a moment ago, Kevin, Whitney Jones trying to reach back and get it, but Phillips there to make sure that doesn't work.
Vaughn's will punt it away on 4th down and 7. Good punt. And forcing back Meck to the 18-yard line. Meck with good speed, though, to the outside. Flag is down, and so is Meck at the 33. .9:01 remaining in this 3rd quarter, and we'll see what the call is from Roger Douglas, our referee. The illegal block against Crofton. So it'll push back the Warrior offense a little bit further. They lead it 7-0 with 9:01 remaining 3rd quarter in this C2 state championship game, a game that looks like it's going to go right down to the wire between these two teams. Neither one with an exceptional advantage on offense. It's been a defensive struggle today.
Well, Crofton is a well-coached team. That's their first penalty of the game. So that just tells you that everyone has been on the same page for the majority of the whole game.
And you saw the coach a moment ago, Tony Hoffman, giving instructions to Nick Jansen as he went back out on the field, relayed the play, and they're ready to set it up here with 9 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
Back at the 23, 1st down and 10 to go. Nick Jansen and his Crofton Warrior offense to work. Has time to throw. Tipped up in the air, intercepted. Wade Vaughn's gets the pick, and the first break of the day goes Cambridge's way as they force the interception.
Those are about the most dangerous throws you can have. Not the throw itself, but when a receiver lets the ball tip off their hands and puts a hand up, well, obviously gives the defense a little bit more time to react, and there Vaughn's on the interception.
Vaughn's has been a ball hawk all year, Eric. 3 pass interceptions coming into the game, 2 in one game. against North Platte St. Pat's as he's ready to run the bone here for Cambridge.
Wade Vaunce, after he picks off the pass, gives it up the middle to Chase Shiflett. And Shiflett is chased down at the 27-yard line, a 4-yard gain.
Well, it's turnovers. Sometimes it can really change the pace of the game, change the momentum. Really, for any team in any situation here, starting off the third quarter, usually that's what does, especially if they're scoring points off turnovers.
Tony Hoffman trying to light a fire under his defense here. They need a stand. Cambridge needs points. 2nd and 6. Give again up the middle. Shiflett with a little bit of a crease, and he's close to a first down, about a yard shy at the 22. And Shiflett may be hurt as he stays down on the turf. On a cold day, I would assume those stings are going to hurt about 10 times more when you get popped.
Yeah, this, well, let's see what happens here. Chase Shiflett, senior, 5'9", 139 pounds, but he'll pack a wallop in there for just being a 139-pounder. As he's going to come around to the right side here out of the wishbone.
Watch his left leg. That looked like what he grabbed first.
Trying to get up inside there. He does get up inside there, and there's 66. Yeah. That's Randy Donor that came underneath there and perhaps got him on the leg.
When you have those pileups most of the time, you guys get an ankle. Sometimes you can get something that's really caught in there at a weird angle, and that's really what can cause the injury. And you really just hope that the families here know that he's going to be okay here, that they've got the support of the trainers and the staff, and hopefully he's okay.
Let's hope so, Eric. He looks like going to get up here, and he will have some help to get off the field.
Try to get a report from Larry Putney on the status of Chase Shiflett. That's a big loss for Cambridge. Shiflett with 843 yards on the year. He had his team high 16 touchdowns this season, and he's also done some kicking this year, both extra points and punting. So you lose a very valuable member of your team when Shiflett is not on the field. 3rd down and 1. Ball at the 22-yard line of the Crofton Warriors, and Cambridge trying to put something in the end zone, trailing 7-0. Right up the middle, Vaunce to Sexton, and it's a first down. Cambridge will move the chains as he goes inside the 20-yard line, and nothing fancy about that, just straight ahead power football.
Cambridge has continued to run a fairly wide split in their offensive line. They're not packed in there. You compare their splits in the offensive line with the Crofton offensive line next time you see it come up on the screen in their next series. But see, they're going to be split here pretty wide. Eric, they're spreading the field pretty good there.
Well, that's what you do when you have big guys across from you. You want to spread them. You want to use the speed of the offensive line. Here the quarterback rolling out of the pocket, almost connecting on a play there.
Well, Vaunce had a man open. It was Marcus Vaunce out in the flat, and pass a little bit low. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line. Third quarter, 7:50 remaining in the third. 7-0 Crofton with the lead over Cambridge here in this Class C2 state championship game. A reminder that tonight at 7 o'clock, the A matchup, Creighton Prep and Millard North High School. Remember a guy that played at Millard North one time?
Pretty good guy.
Yeah, he was. He's now down at Kansas State, of course. We're talking about John McCardle.
That's what I thought.
2nd and 10.
That's why I didn't say anything.
I figured. 2nd and 10 from the 19. Vaunce is going to throw. Pressure coming from the outside. Vaunce has it intercepted. The pick out there as Vaunce threw it in pressure, and it was ripped away. Interception out there by Tony Phillips.
And that pressure, Kevin, came from Travis Shoemaker.
Again, defense being the key to the game here. Turnover in the red zone. Really not what you want to happen on the offensive side of the ball. Then again, on the defensive side of the ball, this is exactly what you're looking for.
That was Shoemaker right there coming in untouched. One blocker went by to get out in a route out in the flat. Shoemaker went right by him, came in and nailed the quarterback Vaunce and created that interception.
So Crofton turning Cambridge away on their best opportunity of the day. Meck driving forward, and Meck out to the 17-yard line. 4-yard pickup for Willie Meck.
It would be an interesting thing to see how many yards Meck actually has after contact. He's one of those players that you see not one guy's going to be able to take him down. It's going to be a few of them.
A la Cedric Benson of Texas this year, that young man, I think he gets like 48% or 58% of his yards after contact, and Meck is that kind of runner.
Definitely.
2nd and 6 from the 17-yard line. 7-0 Crofton leading. Meck the carry again. And a good stick leveled on Meck by Matt Sexton after a pickup of a yard, maybe 2 yards out to the 19-yard line.
You can see they're going to try to lay the hits on him, though, and not let him get away with what he's so good at.
Sexton, a good running back and also an excellent linebacker, all-state player. Talking to UNK and Shadron as far as possible college opportunities. Senior, 6'3", 184.
3rd down and 4 from the 19. Jansen trying to roll out, not a lot there. He throws back behind him, and it's nearly intercepted. Tipped away, and a dangerous pass by Nick Jansen.
There he's just trying to make a play, rolling out to the right.
Let's go downstairs. Larry Putney has a report on the injury that we saw just a moment ago for Shiflett.
Well, guys, they took the sock and the shoe off and took a look at his ankle. So left ankle is the area they were looking at. They taped him up really good, and now putting that sock and shoe back on. He's going to try to go again.
As we've talked about, state championship game, you don't ever want to get out of that one. Low snap, Wanger picks it up, and it's a short kick. Takes a good roll, though, for Crofton, and it'll be downed out near midfield at the 49-yard line. On Sunday, December 7th, see Nebraska like you've never seen it before. The first digital high-definition program produced in Nebraska. Widescreen Nebraska will showcase events, majestic views, and wildlife famous to Nebraska. Produced by NETV, Widescreen Nebraska will take your breath away. It's something to see. Widescreen Nebraska, Monday night, December 7th at 8 Central Time only on NETV. From the 49, right up the middle, they go with Sexton, and a good push by Sexton on that left side of the line, and a good gain for Cambridge on 1st down.
Cannot argue with 8 or 9 yards on 1st down. It makes it all that easier to call the next play for a 2nd down conversion.
And about 5 of that area comes after contact on the play. So good push and good drive by the line and also the offensive back.
2nd down and short. 3,303 on hand here today to see this 2nd and 2 play as Sexton pushes it up and has the 1st down out the 38-yard line. Move the chains. Cambridge with a 1st down and 10 yards to go.
It's just second effort right there. He was hit actually about maybe a yard and a half short of the 1st down, and spun into the line, spun to his right, and able to skitter up there and pick up that 1st down by about the length of the football.
5:35 to play, 3rd quarter. Cambridge trailing 7-0 in this C2 title game. Vaughn's to throw, complete. Depper-Schmidt with an 8-yard gain to the 30-yard line. And anytime you can get 8 yards on 1st down, you are giving your team a whole load of options on the offensive side of the football. And Depper-Schmidt hobbled a little bit back to the huddle.
And especially, watch this, it's belly action right here. To belly the fullback and then pull it right back, Eric, and
almost like a quick little option play there. You saw maybe just to get the linebackers to come up, maybe the safeties come up too, and then again a quick pass.
Well, as a linebacker, you've got to respect that belly play, as we see just a straight dive ahead right there. Sexton right up the middle. But you've got to respect that play, so that's going to keep you there for a split second or two and open up those passing lanes.
Definitely is, and Sexton, again, has been a guy here who's been fighting for extra yards, and as well as the defenses have been playing, I think the offenses here know that. And so they have to keep fighting, just to get that 1st down.
Well, this Cambridge offense trying to put a drive together here, and earlier Tony Hoffman talked about the Cambridge offense.
They're very patient on offense, very methodical. They'll take the ball from one end to the other and take 15, 20 plays to do it, or 10 plays, whatever it takes them. And defensively, we can't get caught with a play action or a reverse or a counter, any of that stuff. Over pursuit, and the fullback does a nice job. Cut back, wind back, all that stuff we talk about. That's what they do really well.
3rd down and inches. You saw the measurement. About a half a football for a 1st.
See what they do here.
Last time, remember, they threw the ball over the middle.
It's always exciting.
That was on 4th down. Let's see what they decide to do here on 3rd and short. Vaughn's, nothing sneaky this time, just going over the left side, and he will not get it. Anthony Lytle trying to get a push on that left side, but the push came from the Crofton side of the ball. There were 5 white jerseys in the backfield, and they stand up Lytle for no gain. In fact, a loss of a half yard.
Travis Shoemaker, one of those fellas, right over there on the corner. And he was right in the numbers. There is number 15, top of your screen. And I think Jay Scott over there, also in on the play.
No question you go for it here. 4th down and 1. Late third quarter, down a touchdown. The give up the middle. 1st down and more. Lytle into the secondary, and he's going to score. Anthony Lytle with the touchdown.
Sometimes you want a couple of inches and you get about 30 yards. And you watch what happens with number 24 for Cambridge, Marcus Vance, on the play.
Well, what happens sometimes is that defense wants to commit everybody into the line. The safeties come up. They want to make sure that they make the stop. And what happens is they get past that defense there, and there's really nobody back there. No one left. The receiver makes one block, and that's all there is. It's a lot of green in front of you.
And that's what Vance did. He not only took out one guy, he took out 2 guys on the touchdown run. Just a great block by the senior, Marcus Vance.
And they'll go for 2 and the lead. Throw into the end zone, and they have the lead. Marcus Vance with the catch on the 2-point conversion. And Cambridge has grabbed the lead, 8-7, late third quarter of the C2 title game.
Marcus Vance, no stranger to receiving. 14 receptions coming in. Here comes the play, looking for a 1st down here. But watch what happens. Good block right there, kick out now. Downfield, 1 block right there. That's Vance. Now, I don't know if we have it. We probably don't. He'll be out of camera. But the next 2 guys downfield, he took them both out with a single block.
Showing a little stiff arm action there too, just pulling out all the stops.
And remember, Lytle's not in that position if Shiflett doesn't get hurt. He was the replacement for Chase Shiflett, and he comes in with a touchdown run. 8-7 now after the 2-point conversion. Cambridge leads late here in this third quarter. Join NETV for a celebration of holiday music performed by Nebraska colleges and universities from across the state. Performed especially for NETV, hear musical selections from Nebraska Wesleyan University, Wayne State College, Hastings College, and the UNL Men's Choir. Don't miss Holiday Harmonies next Saturday, November 29th at 8 Central Time, only on NETV. Depending on how these games go today, Eric and Adrian will later give us a taste of some holiday music as they sing a duet later on.
Oh, well, this is something that
I didn't sign up for that.
Okay.
Not ready for that?
Hey, we're ready to go for that. I could do a little Margaritaville if you'd like that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett. What holiday is Margaritaville?
Every holiday.
Okay. Every day is a holiday when you're with Jimmy Buffett.
And I've got the dance down. So
there you go.
Yep.
I tell you, we're ready, man.
All right, that wasn't supposed to go there. Let's move on.
Cambridge has been able to capitalize. They've had 3 opportunities, finally capitalize and get the touchdown as the kickoff rolls around.
Trying to make a move up field for Crofton is Rhett Sandvig. And the Crofton Warriors, now down for the first time today, will take over just shy of their 35-yard line.
Well, did Cambridge believe in themselves to get that 2-point conversion, or do they think that this is going to be such a defensive game that they could get away with that? Because that's kind of it's one of those calls where maybe you kick it and you go into overtime if the defense has been playing the way that it is. What do you think about that?
Well, I tell you, when you go for 2 points, the percentages are against you when you go for 2. So it was a gutsy call by Cambridge and Dan Kaiser to go for the 2.
From the 34, 1st and 10. Jansen airing it out. He's got a man out there, and it's incomplete. Had his man there. That was B.J. Scott. But it's an incomplete pass, and it's 2nd down.
And Vance again, Kevin, is over there. Eric, well done as far as Marcus Vance.
Yeah, Marcus Vance here has just been doing an unbelievable job of playing defense here. You see him using his athletic ability and just making a big hit, and the guy couldn't hold on to the ball.
That's the reason the play is incomplete, because Vance is there to lower the boom and separate the football from the receiver, Scott.
2nd down and 10 from the 34. Jansen on the give to Meck. Good blocking out front. Meck with some room, and he's tripped up by Tyler Keyser, but a good run by Meck, maybe a half-yard shy of the 1st down.
That's what happens with a misdirection.
Watch the block here by 73. Aaron Keeler right there. Boom.
He really leveled his guy.
That's called burial duty on that play, because he buried that defensive end coming across the line.
Running backs, they love to see those blocks. And quarterbacks.
And quarterbacks.
Let's not forget the fullback, too. Those guys are unsung. Brett Mueller also with a good block in the hole there to give Meck a little more running room. 2nd down and 1 from the 44. 3:33 remaining in this third quarter. And it goes over the right side. Sandvig is tripped up in the backfield. Boy, when Cambridge has needed a defensive stop today, they have come up with them. And Matt Sexton played a good game on both sides of the ball.
Sexton just showing his speed and ability to find the ball. I mean, it's kind of a natural instinct for him to do that, and he's been doing a very, very good job of that all day.
And then to react to the tackle, get the head on the right side and make the tackle and push it back on third and what was about 2 feet to make it fourth now at about 3 yards and create the punt.
And he's on double duty here, returning the punt.
Wanger to punt it away. And a good kick by Wanger, taken at the 27-yard line. Looking for some running room, Matt Sexton out near the 40-yard line. Decent return on a decent punt. And Cambridge in good shape to start their next drive.
Indeed it is. Defense doing a good job to get the football back, especially on that 3rd and 2.
I want to invite you to check out a great website, mynptv.org. You click on the sports link and you'll find information about all the games and how you can support NETV Sports. And just want to remind you that without support from viewers like you, we're not going to be able to bring you things like high school football. We certainly appreciate your support. Log on to mynptv.org and be more connected with NETV Sports. From the 39, Sexton stood up in the hole. A gain of a yard as he fell down, but another host of Crofton tacklers there. Randy Donor right at the bottom of that pile again.
Tough to move him out of there, Randy Donor. About 320, give or take about 20.
Cody Wilkie getting a little action in there too.
There's a good shot of Donor. The look of intensity right there.
He's matching up on the right side of the line with Trevor Lee, who is 5'9", 170 pounds.
Go Trevor Lee.
Vaughn's throwing over the middle. Catch is made by Depperschmidt. And the tight end's got a first down and more. Down the sideline, and he's tripped up at the 23-yard line. Robbie Gunther finally caught him, but a big play through the passing game for Cambridge.
He has been doing this pretty much all day as Vaughn's a little bit of play action, throwing back a little bit, and there you see Depperschmidt. 7 receptions on the year, 4 touchdowns, and 7 receptions coming into the game, and almost gets another one there.
Got a good spot down at the 21-yard line, too.
Using his elusivity to make a big play.
First down and 10 from the 21-yard line. Vaughn's quick pass out into the flat again. It's complete. Whitney Jones fighting for extra yards, and he's down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. First and goal. Cambridge on the move through the air.
Eric, you get the feeling here Cambridge has a number.
Yeah, he does, and Vaughn's here 9 for 19. He's coming back a little bit on the throwing, and there to Jones, just making a good play, just getting tripped up. Otherwise, could have made another move for the end zone.
Cambridge looking to add to that 1-point lead. Not a comfortable lead if you're a fan of Cambridge. From the 8, Sexton at the 5, still fighting, and Sexton down to the 2-yard line. Talk about yards after contact. All of Sexton's yards there came after contact.
He had 3 white shirts in his wake as he takes it right over the right side between Trevor Lee and Anthony Hopkins, and just continues to go as you see William Beck there trying to make the tackle, but wow, just a bull trying to get in the end zone, 2 yards short.
Beck against Sexton there in the hole.
58 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Second and goal from the 2. Right over the right side, Lytle in for the second time today. Anthony Lytle off the Cambridge bench to score 2 touchdowns in the title game.
He's only had 4 all year, 2 in the championship game now, a total of 6 on the year, Anthony Lytle. And Eric, it looked like the Crofton defense looking for Sexton in the middle, and they handed off to
Yeah, they were.
Lytle.
It didn't look like there was anybody there for him. The safety had to come up and make the play, and by that time, he was already in the end zone. He's doing a great job at this point.
Tough for his safety to stop a guy that's got about a 4 or 5 yard head start on him.
Yeah, it is. You know, he's got to steam ahead and wanted to get in the end zone and wanted to, and there was nothing that was going to keep him out of there.
Timeout called by Cambridge. They're going to talk over what they want to do on the conversion attempt. Last time they went for 2, and it was successful. See if they decide to do it again. If you have questions about the college planning process, then tune in Wednesday, December 3rd for Nebraska Connects Countdown to College. This live call-in show will allow you to ask the experts about financial aid, selecting the right college, and many more areas of the higher education process. College is possible for most Nebraskans, and NETV is committed to help. Nebraska Connects Countdown to College, December 3rd at 7 Central Time only on NETV. Well, the excitement for these state championships continues throughout the day here at Memorial Stadium. After this one, 3 more champs yet to be crowned, and we'll crown a Class A champion tonight at 7 o'clock right here on Nebraska ETV when Creighton Prep matches up with Millard North. They'll go for 2. Will Cambridge. Vaughn's tipped up in the air, and it's dropped, but incomplete. So no 2-point conversion, and that becomes big at the end here. If Crofton's able to march down and score, an extra point would tie, or a 2-point conversion could win it for the Crofton Warriors.
Big defensive tackle, Luke DeBlow, knocking the ball down right here. Watching 56, going to jump up, actually at the backer spot. He jumps up and almost picks it off.
Almost, and as you talked about before, those are low percentage plays going for a 2-point conversion, and there it could be a big difference in this game.
See what happens here in the final 49 seconds of this third quarter, and there's still a fourth quarter to play. A game that was moving very quickly through the first half, but in this second half, things have slowed down a little bit. Teams being a little more deliberate with what they want to do offensively. As you take a look at the drive, 5 plays, 61 yards, a minute 57 off the clock. That is a quick strike offense for an offense that usually isn't quick strike.
Really, Kevin, they have been known for steady ball control and taking the ball down the field. As Tony Hoffman said earlier on, we're concerned about their ability to just grind it out and wear you down, as Eric talked about wearing the team down. And that becomes significant as we come into the fourth quarter, Eric.
Yeah, it does. It's one of those situations where as you wear a team down, you can kind of see them getting worn down, and then you want to take advantage of it even more. So you go right to their weakness, whether it's on the line or if it's in the secondary. That's when you start to get big plays.
14-7, the lead for Cambridge. Meck trying to track down the kickoff, takes it on one hop. Looking for a lane. Meck has some running room. At the 40-yard line, Meck is down, but a good start for Crofton. 60 yards to tie for Willie Meck and Crofton. And let's go downstairs to Larry Putney. Are you still there, Larry, or have you been blown to Crofton?
A cold day is getting a bit chillier, Kevin. The wind has picked up down here, and it's more of a swirling wind. Last night we talked about kind of straight out of the north, but it's really whirling down here, and it's definitely picked up within this last quarter.
Watch the window in our booth start to wave back and forth. I can see that.
And that takes a lot, because these things are on hydraulic cylinders, and it takes a lot to move those babies.
If you hear a noise that sounds like a trap being shut, that's our window slamming shut here. They faked the reverse, don't give the reverse to Meck. Faked out the play-by-play guy, but they didn't fake out the Cambridge defense. Is coming in Whitney Jones leading the charge to throw him for a loss.
Defensive ends key to the situation, and they were key on that play as Jones is going to hold his ground here, Eric.
Well, Jones has done a great job today, and the one thing about it, you see that. You know, they're just they're not giving up the big play, and they're staying physical, and that's one thing the coach talked about before.
That was great, because you saw exactly what a player needs to do in a game like this. You get off the block, you're blocked, you just get up and make the tackle, get after it.
Jansen on the run, has a lot of running room, cuts it back, and Jansen 4 yards shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 4 as he makes it out to the 47-yard line, and that is the end of the third quarter of play. A good one here in the C2 State Championship. It's Crofton trailing now 14-7.
Oh, it's story time. We'll read the story about the big dog. Yes, on the way to school.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District, together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NETV is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to help reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for soybean farmers and you.
You're watching NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
14-7, Cambridge leading as we begin the fourth quarter of play in this Class C2 state championship. Larry Putney down on the field. We're up here in the booth. It isn't much warmer up here. Adrian Fiala, Eric Crouch, Kevin Kugler, glad you're with us today for the Class C2 state championship game. I don't know how this happened. You guys have the fancy mics, and I've got the big red thing. Looks like a clown nose on the end of my microphone here.
Well, it matches this your color here because the cold is really. You got to get a coat on, my friend.
Well, you're at Memorial Stadium too.
Yeah,
absolutely. I got the red.
There you go.
I'm just showing. I'm tougher than a Heisman Trophy winner right now. I got no coat on, and he's all bundled up here. I don't know what this is. It's the only time in my life I can say that too.
Just give me your stuff, and you two get it done on 3 points, and we'll see how it works.
Oh, that won't go well. We'll just leave it at the coatless thing. 3rd down and 3 from the 47-yard line.
I didn't bring my gloves though.
No, that's true. I've had mine on since this morning. Very, very early. Oh, there goes the window. 3rd down and 3 from the 47-yard line as we start this fourth quarter of play. Jansen out to Sandvig, and he drops it. Probably just as well if he catches that, he's going to be thrown for a 2-yard loss because Cambridge was all over that play, and now it's 4th down for Crofton.
Jansen trying to get to his first read, and that was William Mack coming out of the backfield. He was downfield, but he was covered, and so he went to his second read, his outlet pass into flat, Eric, and threw it over there, and Kevin's right. If he catches it, he's down anyway.
Sandvig had an opportunity to make that play. There were some defenders out there to make that stop. He would have had to put a move on to get a first down.
Punt time now for Crofton. Morgan Wanger punts it away. Decent kick back at the 22-yard line. Cambridge trying to find room for Matt Sexton. Sexton breaks a tackle across the 40, and a good strong run by Matt Sexton as he sets Cambridge up in real good field position early fourth quarter.
Field the ball on a very windy day. That's tough duty to start with, and now let's head upfield. Good hard run right there. Ran right through the tackler on that play and just keeps working his way upfield. Eric, did you ever return punts?
You know, I did in high school.
Okay.
I did in high school.
Okay.
And it is hard to catch those punts when the wind is blowing. It's difficult.
Especially when that ball has a lot of different spin on it, too.
Sexton right up the middle to midfield. 7-yard gain on the play. Matt Sexton. And Cambridge trying to keep the clock moving and add to their lead if they can.
Sexton here, the story in the second half. He's kind of doing it all. He's playing defense, he's returning punts, and he's plowing forward for the offensive line here to gain a few yards. He's been doing a great job, and he's using his ability to make plays here today.
And running behind a line that is doing extremely well, just wearing people down. That time Anthony Hopkins and Trevor Lee crossed their blocking scheme and crossed up the defense, I should say, and created a hole that creates just a 2nd down and 3 opportunity for Cambridge.
From midfield, 14-7. Sexton again going to work. Nothing there. Good surge again by the Crofton defense and getting in there to make the tackle. Brent Mueller, good to see him back out on the field.
Right down there at eye level, you get a player's eye view of the whole thing, and that's a square up tackle right there.
It doesn't get any better than that right there.
Coaches love to see that sort of thing.
That will be on the highlight reel.
4-year starter Brent Mueller. Good to see him back in the football game, guys.
3rd down and 3 from midfield. The give to Lytle. Nothing there again. And again, it's Brent Mueller leading the charge, and he has become the big force for this Crofton D from his middle linebacker position.
Had 106 tackles on the year, 6 sacks, and a couple interceptions did Brent Mueller, and he's doing it here today. As you saw a moment ago, that left ankle taped heavily, and he just sucking it up for the team and getting the job done on defense.
Talked about his highlight tape. We're going to add another one there.
That was a big hit, and again, squared right up, drove him back. 4th down, punt time now for Cambridge. Try to pin the Warriors of Crofton deep. Vaughn's, a wobbler off the side of the foot, takes a Cambridge roll, and that one will knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and that's where Crofton will start 70 yards away from a tie. Be sure to join us tonight at 7 Central Time for the Class A championship game as the Millard North Mustangs take on the Creighton Prep Blue Jays. We'll have complete coverage, and we have complete coverage of all the 2003 Nebraska State High School Football Championship games right here on NETV, Nebraska's home for sports. That'll be a dandy tonight. The offense of Millard North against the defense of Creighton Prep. Should be a lot of fun. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. The toss to Meck. Meck down the sidelines and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Good 7-yard pickup on 1st down for Crofton's wingback Willie Meck.
Watch Chris Poulter and Randy Donor pull here. There's the 2 big guys right out there in front. Little room inside, so Meck takes it outside. And Eric, 7 yards again. The 2nd down and 2 or 3 is quarterback's dream.
Yeah, well, this is crunch time now for the offense. You know, getting in the 4th quarter, it's time to have a long drive down the field for a score.
2nd and 3 from the 37-yard line. The toss coming to Meck. Meck with running room on the corner. And he's wrestled out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Derek Light tracks him down.
Light showing as good a speed as you can get to the corner. Tough angle with Meck coming off the flank here. Meck has great speed. You see him outrun one defender, and now here comes Derek Light.
Meck just used his vision there. He saw that inside was all clogged up. There was some congestion. Used his speed and his quickness just to get to the outside and tried to make a play that was good for the 1st down.
1st down and 10 from the 45. 9:38 remaining in the 4th quarter. Crofton trying to tie this one up and maybe send us to overtime. Jansen. Time to throw. Now pressure comes. Jansen on the run. And Jansen moves it ahead a yard. Ball popping out on the play, and I think Cambridge got it, and they did. Late fumble by Jansen, and the Trojans are able to scoop it up.
Looks like Whitney Jones came up with it. I believe it was number 82. He came out of that pile with the football. Senior Whitney Jones leads his team in tackles and gives his team a golden opportunity here inside the 50-yard line in Crofton territory.
9:28 and counting remaining. 9:24. Time winding down as Cambridge sets up on 1st down. Right up the middle they work it. Sexton, big hole to run through, and Sexton fumbles the football. Ball popped great. It's Crofton on top. And a huge turnover back to the Crofton Warriors.
This must be a championship game.
It must be, Eric. That ball just kind of comes out on its own right here. Watch Sexton. Excellent work up front by the offensive line. Avoids.
Oh, the ball came out pretty early.
Yeah, it did.
Kind of lost it while he was running with the ball.
It didn't look like anybody hit it at all. It just kind of lost concentration holding the football.
See if Crofton could take advantage here on 1st down and 10. Up the middle they work it, pounding away. Mueller gets the carry and takes it 6 yards to the 40.
Looks like they're going to try to use the beef of the offensive line now to try to work their way down the field.
Yeah, you'd like to grind one out here if you can. You're going to take a score anytime you can get it, obviously. But if you can, you'd like to take enough time off the clock. There's 8 minutes and counting here, 8:48 and counting. But grind enough time off the clock here, get that score. But you have to have some time left there.
You already got
7 points down.
23 minutes of possession, so this will add to that.
From the 40, 2nd down. Mueller. And Mueller a 2-yard gain to the 42-yard line. Every 3rd down so critical now for Crofton. Down a touchdown. Time winding down in this 4th quarter. See what they decide to do on this 3rd down play. They need a good 2 yards, a strong 2 for the 1st. And that wing bone, the offense today that has presented those numbers, 4 for 13 on 3rd down. The quarterback Jansen will keep it. Jansen very, very close to the 1st down. He leaned forward and then was pushed back, and by the spot he might be right at the sticks.
Yeah, the linesman came up and spotted it right on the hash mark. Kevin, he needed to get it right to the hash mark. It looks like a 1st down from my vantage point, although the spot of the football now
was that last-second surge.
Exactly here. But the spot of the football here is the nose is right at the hash mark. Let's see.
This will be an interesting measurement here, and it is going to be just
an inch short.
Boy, 1 link of the chain.
Well, the linesman came up and he put his foot right on the hash mark, and when they spotted the ball with the nose right at the hash mark. And I mean to tell you, it might even be, let's take a quick look here, it might even be less than an inch. in terms of the first down.
In other words, had they spotted the middle of the ball where his foot was on the hash, it's a first down.
Yeah, it's a first down by a half a football.
Well, this is where Coach Hoffman's got to believe in his offensive line to get that extra inch.
You just got to get a good snap here, a good exchange, as I talked about earlier, and lean into it. Eric, as a quarterback, just find that space between the offensive lineman's legs.
4th down and inches. Jansen on the toss and a first down. Much more. Sandvig gets the first to the 47-yard line. Risky play when you only need an inch to toss it back, but they get the first.
Especially, Eric, let's talk about that. You got an inch to go, there's a replay, and it's a toss pitch. I mean, a lot of things can go wrong in a play like that.
Well, it can, and so it is. It's interesting how he calls the plays, but obviously they believe in that play to get the job done. And as you saw, the line just kind of surged him right through and almost picked up even more than just the first down.
Yeah.
From the 48-yard line, Crofton back to work with a new set of downs. 1st down and 10. 7:20 to play, down a touchdown. Sandvig on the inside handoff into Cambridge territory at the 49-yard line.
And sometimes on a play like that, obviously the defense is going to be looking for maybe a quarterback sneak. And so you cross them up and you run that toss play. Let's go down to Larry Putney on the sideline. Larry?
Well, as you know, Adrian, the sideline, if you don't have pads on, can be a very dangerous place. And earlier this year, Annette Merchant, in fact, just 2 games ago, she's on the sideline. She charts plays for Coach, and she was walking up and down the sideline when a play started coming her way. The chain crew went to get out of the way. She took an elbow to the nose and broke her nose, but to her credit, she's right back there charting plays. I mean, you gotta like a young lady that charts plays, right?
Especially a tough young lady.
That's right. As you look at Jansen run out of bounds close to another first down. Good for Annette to get in there and take the broken nose and still be out there on the side. Of course, players aren't missing the championship game. Who would say that anybody helping on the sidelines is going to miss the championship game?
She's waited all year for this opportunity, and she's not going to miss it at all. She's ready to go. It can be a very, as a journalist, a photographer, a writer, whoever, you got to keep your eyes open down there, and sometimes you get engrossed in the game, and players come off, and boom, it happens.
1st down and 10 from the 42-yard line of Cambridge. 6:36 to play, 4th quarter. Jansen over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Dangerous pass again. Jansen with the heat on, and he throws it up for grabs, and no one able to grab it.
One thing you never want to do is throw it late down the middle. That, especially in a situation with 6 minutes on the clock and you're down by 7 points, it can be a risky situation.
And again, pressure there by Blake Susie, 78. Caused that pass to be delivered just a little bit quicker than what Jansen really wanted to do. And you're right, Eric, when you combine that with the pressure, you're asking for a situation that can go the other way on you very quickly.
2nd down and 10 from the 42. We haven't seen this too often. 2 wideouts split wide of the line on the right of the line. Jansen rolls that direction, now over the middle. Man wide open and through the fingertips of Willie Mack and incomplete. Oh, if Mack pulls it in, there isn't anyone close. He'll score for sure.
They had the receivers out to the right, way out to the right, spread the defense, and Willie Mack off that right side of the bone, Eric, and he's quick off the line. You just got to hit him.
Yeah, you do have to hit him. It looked like it was a very close call there, and he could have probably had it, maybe diving for it, just a fingertip catch away from scoring a touchdown.
Boy, and Crofton now with a critical 3rd down and 10 from the 42-yard line of Cambridge. Down a touchdown, 6:25 to play. Jansen rolls right. Has a man out there, throws, and it's dropped. The interception by Marcus Vaughn's a sure pick, and he can't pull it in. A huge break for Crofton.
Boy, and Marcus was laying in the weeds for that one. He knew what was coming. It's bootleg action again. And Marcus is back there just reading the whole situation, Eric, and wow, here it is right here.
You had an opportunity there to maybe pull up instead of keep going on the roll. The defensive end kind of strung out the play, which allowed the secondary to have a little bit more time on the break.
And a lot of times, like on that play there, the trailing guy is going to be open. He was open on that play there, but he tried to force it into the lead receiver.
Time to punt, 4th down. And an angle kick. Bouncing down and into the end zone for the touchback. That looked like a knuckleball. It hit the 15-yard line and spun back into the field of play. You rarely see that spin off the punt.
Morgan Wagner, the punter right there, coming off the field. It looked like maybe that ball was going to head out of bounds somewhere around the 15 or 14-yard line. took a goofy bounce.
If you'd like a VHS copy or DVD of the game you're seeing today, you can log on to mynptv.org and click on the sports link or call 1-800-228-4630. NETV, Nebraska's home for sports. 1st and 10 from the 20. Vaunce. Good running room for Wade Vaunce, and the quarterback takes it 12 yards for the first down.
No doubt about this one. Vaunce just peels off and sets up behind the lead block from Sexton, and the right guys on the right over there, Trevor Lee and Anthony Hopkins. Eric, you like that kind of play. That was one of your bread and butter plays.
Yeah, the quickest way to get to where you're going is a straight line. You just go.
And go for 100 yards.
That's right.
Which you did.
Vaughn's a little shy of that 100-yard mark, but he'll take 12, and it's a first down right up the middle.
Ouch.
And nowhere to go. Ball may have popped out, and it'll belong to Crofton. Crofton recovers the fumble. It popped out on the hit. Looked like Cambridge from our vantage point was on top of it, but Mueller right there. Watch this hit again.
Everybody converging. It looked perhaps like it was at 66, Randy Donner?
I believe it was 56.
56?
Looks like a missed exchange there. It looked like it just slipped right out.
Low, yeah. He was coming straight away.
Got to take care of the ball in these situations.
Golden opportunity now for Crofton. 1st and 10 from the Cambridge 30. Down a touchdown, and Sandvig up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Sandvig into the secondary, and he's down to the 22-yard line. Good run by Sandvig. Good tough run right up the middle.
Looked for a moment perhaps like he might break it and go, but they were able to recover, and Depperschmidt able to make the tackle or help on the tackle. Tony Hoffman looking concerned. His team is on the move.
One of these teams looking for an unbeaten season in a state championship. 5:12 remaining in the fourth. 2nd and 1 on the toss play. Meck should have the first down inside the 20 near the 19-yard line. Move the chains. A first down for Crofton, and it'll stop the clock with 5:05 to go.
This is a great job by Matt Sexton, 35. Watch him keep the play contained right here. There he is, 35. He's the first guy to stick his head in there, but he was containing that play all the way. And then a little backside pursuit, able to help out to make the tackle.
Sexton and Meck's been at each other's throat really all day long.
It's a good matchup.
From the 19 of Cambridge, 1st down and 10. Jansen. On the option, Jansen will keep it and work his way down near the 15-yard line. Jansen taking some big hits today, and any quarterback that runs the option will take some of those pops. Jansen takes a couple at the end of this run.
Watch the crack right there. That's Meck in the screen. And that allows Jansen to get going. Eric, you like those crackback blocks for those receivers.
Yeah, it's good to see those, and it opens up a little bit of a hole for you, too.
Like about eight or 9 more yards on the play. 7 yards in this case.
2nd and 6 from the 15. Set up in the wishbone set. The give right up the middle. Running room and a big hole to run through. Close to another first down for Crofton as Meck, showing some speed earlier, shows some power between the tackles, and it's 1st and goal Crofton.
Well, I tell you what, it's one of these things here where, being on the 10-yard line, you're in the red zone, the game is on the line, you've got to make a play, and it seems here Crofton is not going to give up this game very easily.
Well, we are going right down to the wire here, guys. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line with 4 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter of the C2 state championship game. Jansen, again, they work it up the middle. Mueller with very little running room, and ate another good push by that Cambridge interior. The yards between the tackles today have been pretty hard to come by for Crofton.
They have played extremely well up front, led that time by Blake Susie, defensive tackle. Senior, 217 pounds, pretty good sized young man. He was the first one there to make contact. And Mack on that last play, the play previous, went over 100 yards, I believe. He had 97 prior to that carry. I think he picked up 4 or 5, and here we go.
2nd and goal from the 8. Trying to convert on the Cambridge late fumble. Jansen trying to pitch late and wisely held on to the football as he got drilled. Marcus Vaunce in there. Matt Sexton. Nowhere for Jansen to go.
Watch Matt Sexton, 35, go through the block. See, Meck was trying to block him, and he went right through the block and made the first hit. Matt Sexton, tremendous play that time.
It was a tremendous play. And Tristan Foster getting the defense of line. The whole defense kind of just riled up there and getting them motivated to make a big stop.
It's tough sometimes when you get a crackback block on you to get through it. You have to have a little communication between your linebacker and your corner. He has to let you know, and if you can get enough notice, you can work through the block, go right through it, and Sexton did that. Great job.
3rd and goal from the 8. Movement on the defensive line, and that's going to cost Cambridge yardage. Little too anxious at the defensive end spot. Whitney Jones jumping, and that'll cost Cambridge some yardage, unless he was drawn off. And no, it's against Cambridge.
That's the difference between college and high school. When you violate the neutral zone in high school, it's automatic. The whistle blows, there's no play. College, you can get back.
Let's go downstairs to Larry Putney for a report. Larry?
What happened there was Nick Jansen timed his cadence perfectly when Meck went in motion. So it looked like Meck was moving on the cadence, and that's what caused him to jump.
That's a designed play then by the Crofton offense to try to get some yardage, and that really helps out Crofton. Carves a 3rd and goal from the 8 down to a 3rd and goal from the 4. Much more doable play here. Jansen to throw. Has a man open. Touchdown to Willie Meck. And an extra point away from tying the game.
Can't do it any better than that, Eric.
No, you really can't. Crofton, a team that you expect to run the football, especially in a situation like this. It's 3rd down. They've been running a lot on 3rd down today. But there you see, a guy just becomes wide open in the end zone. Looked like the tight end, or actually he was probably a fullback. Right there, just making an easy catch, and that's what's going to get a touchdown.
It almost looks too easy in those kind of situations, but Crofton going to try to add the point here.
For the tie, and the kick is good. And with 2:36 remaining in regulation, Crofton and Cambridge all tied up at 14, and we talked about this earlier. When Cambridge went for 2 and didn't get it, that may come back to cost them, and it has in this situation.
They'll have some time to recover. Here it is again, looking for the run. Great fake by Jansen, and just lay it out there.
Meck just lined up in a wing-back position, really, looking like he's going to come down and crack block for someone, and then he just goes out in a little flat route.
Well-executed play.
Take a look at the drive. 7 plays, 30 yards after the Cambridge fumble. The 4-yard pass to Meck, ending the deal. And it's a tie game in the C2 title game. 4th quarter, 2:36 to play. And we may be talking about overtime here in just a few minutes.
Eric, Jansen hasn't thrown the ball, completed many, but he's made them count.
Yeah, he really hasn't, but the thing is, he's 4 for 15, 43 yards, and 1 big touchdown that could be very instrumental in winning this football game.
Huge play.
14-14, and now Crofton will kick. See what the Cambridge offense has in store for the final 2:36. Short kick taken by the up man. And Sexton breaks free out near the 38, 39-yard line. So a short field to work with for Cambridge as they need to go 61 yards to get the win. Become a member of Nebraskans for Public Television and help support programs like these. Our most important source of funding comes from you, and without your support, any TV can't provide quality programming. Help us bring more Nebraska high school sports to you. Call 1-800-634-6788 or log on to mynptv.org and click on Become a Member. First down, Vaunce on the option. Big hole to run through. Vaunce across midfield and down to the 49-yard line. First down, Cambridge.
Vaunce just showing his ability here to be a natural runner. You saw that he's actually got a lot of speed, and that's one of the things that Coach talked about before, is that he's a player that can make a guy miss. He's got a great arm. Here, just getting a first down and driving the ball here. It's an important drive.
Well, no question, and a great run by Vaunce on that carry. First down and 10 from the Crofton 49-yard line. Vaunce now will try to throw over the middle. Cass says it's dropped. Looked like the catch was going to be made and could not pull it in at the 40-yard line, right off the fingertips of Whitney Jones.
Boy, and Whitney is just beating himself up on the play right here. This is a great throw by Vaunce again. He has been very, very effective on the passing game today, and Whitney Jones would like to have that back. He caught 25 balls coming into this game, and he knows that's a catch he should make. That's why he's pounding the turf so much.
2nd and 10 from the 49. Right up the middle. The handoff to Sexton and very little running room. Maybe a yard to the 48-yard line, and that is all. 2 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter, a 14-14 ball game between Crofton and Cambridge.
And that play, that pass play, that incomplete pass play looms even larger now, Kevin, that Whitney Jones not able to handle. He had caught, prior to that play, 4 passes for 47 yards. And now this 3rd and long creates a difficult situation for Cambridge.
3rd down and 9 from the 48. Vaughn's on the roll over the middle. Catch is made by Jones. He's got the first down and more. Down to the 33-yard line. And Whitney Jones gets a chance to redeem himself, and he comes through.
Trailing tight end and bootleg action, Eric, and that's what you look for.
It's kind of been the name of the game this time for them. And if you look at it, he did a great job of just looking upfield. He's rolling out to his right, sees his receiver right away, not wasting any time. He knows he's going to come back to this guy. He's been a great receiver for him all year.
1:20 remaining, fourth quarter tie game. Up the middle, big hole for Sexton as he takes it to the outside. Sexton to the 20, cuts it back down the sideline, and a big run for Sexton and the Cambridge Trojans as they're inside the 15.
Come to the left side. Brock Mowry, Kevin Jones blocking on that left side. Good pull by Kevin Jones to get out and lead things. And now it's a matter of who's going to get there, or are they going to get there? One tackler loses his feet.
Tremendous job of blocking. You just see a guy finding a guy to block, and sometimes that's all it takes is to find a guy and get on somebody that allows an opening or a hole.
From the 14 on the option play, Vaughn's driven back hard. Mueller and DeBlow right there after a 2-yard gain, maybe even 3, down to the 11-yard line. Under a minute now to play, fourth quarter, 14-14 the score. And remember, the wind, a huge factor. You're not going to want to line up for a field goal here. You want to get it into the end zone.
This is when it gets fun, guys, and they can get that first down if they cross the 5-yard line. 44 and counting.
2nd and 8 from the 12. Sexton, he's been the man in the second half, and Sexton down near the 7-yard line. And a timeout's going to be taken by Cambridge. And it will leave them with, I believe, just 1 timeout remaining. 36 seconds left, fourth quarter. Timeout taken by Cambridge. They have 1 left. Tie ball game, 3rd and 3 from the 7-yard line. And with that wind, Eric, you don't want to leave it up to your field goal kicker. You want to get that first down.
No, you don't want to have to rely on that, especially looking up there at this flag. It's probably changed 5 times since I've looked at it in the last 30 seconds. It's a crosswind, it's north, it's south, it's everywhere. So you want to just make sure that you do a good job of taking care of the football, number 1, and trying to get the ball in the end zone.
Well, they've got about 7 yards here, about 7.5 yards to traverse.
Well, Larry Putney is right down on that field. Larry, what's the wind doing?
Yeah, Eric's exactly right. It continually is changing. Right now, blowing directly out of the east by the flag, and it's blowing right into my face to the west on the field.
Well, that's not a situation you want to be kicking to win a state championship in. Let's see what happens with 36 seconds to go. 3rd and 3 from the 7 of Crofton. Vaughn's to throw. In to Sexton. He's got it at the 1-yard line, and Sexton is stopped there. First down and goal for Cambridge with 23 seconds remaining in the ball game, and they've got 1.5 yards to go for a state title.
Boy, what a call that was. A little play action to the right side, and Vaughn's delivers one more time. Here you see him spinning out of there.
Vaughn's had his choice to pick whoever really on this play. Had a couple guys open and decided to go to the guy that's kind of been their bread and butter all day.
A little bit shorter throw, easier throws. We'll see it from the end zone camera. Nice blocking there by number 22. That's Chase Shiflett. And then just lay it out there. Sexton just about 1 yard short. 25 seconds, Kevin, or 23, as you mentioned. But they got the first down. They've got 2, possibly 3 plays to run here.
Out of timeouts. They have used their final timeout to talk this one over. So Cambridge, with no timeouts left, you ought to be able to run the ball at least 1 time with 23 seconds left, get back to the line of scrimmage. I doubt you'd risk it more than once unless you're out of bounds.
The thing about it is we have not heard much about any sort of field goal kicker for either team today, so that puts a challenge on whoever that might be.
The defense of Crofton now looking for another goal line stand. The offense of Cambridge try to punch it in. First down and goal. Vaunce, the quarterback, in for the touchdown. On the option, Wade Vaunce keeps and he scores with 19 seconds to play.
And credit the guys up front, Travis Match, Trevor Lee, and Anthony Hopkins for getting the job done on the right-hand side over there. Terrific blocked. And Eric, you know, as a quarterback, you find that little bit of a crease, that's all you need.
Well, you do, and that's what the option's all about. You have an option to follow your fullback, follow his lead block, or you can pitch the ball to the outside. Just being an athlete and running, especially when you're 1-2 yards away from the goal line, that's probably your best opportunity to score.
And now Cambridge will go for 2. Cambridge not a team that goes for an extra point a lot. Into the end zone, it's caught by Depperschmidt, and it's now an 8-point game, 22-14. And when you don't have a guy that you're comfortable in kicking extra points, puts pressure on your offense, and they come through with the touchdown, and they go for 2 to make it an 8-point lead.
Well, they've defied the odds here a couple of times today. Here's that play by Wade Vaunce, that is. And man, that was a gutsy play, gutsy call, and terrific blocking up front there. Kevin Jones, you see number 76 raising his arms in happiness here as the sweet smell of success is close by.
19 seconds away from a possible state championship, the 7th in the history of Cambridge High School, but the first since 1998. And the Cambridge fans very excited with the recent turn of events. An impressive drive, 9 plays, 61 yards, and a touchdown for the Cambridge offense. And in crunch time, boy, those are the kind of drives that legends are made of. And Wade Vaunce, the sophomore, leading his team on a clutch drive down the stretch.
That's really what can define a championship team, as you see, 9 plays and 61 yards. When the game is on the line, a tie game, you know you have to score to win it. They took care of the football. They did a great job of scoring.
And you hand the ball to the sophomore quarterback, and at this point in the year, not a sophomore anymore, but he's certainly grown up now. And a squib kick bounces off of the Crofton man, and now that gives Crofton the short field to work with. A little surprise there as Adam Schieffer able to cover it at the 46-yard line, and Crofton now, you know, they're not out of this one yet. Crofton has all 3 timeouts, 19 seconds to play in the 4th quarter. There's a chance that something could happen here.
And the wind. Yep. They have the wind at their back. When that wind is swirling, maybe good or bad, depending on where it swirls. But, you know, that was just a miscue on the kickoff. He wanted to get that ball, squib it by that first line. Didn't happen. And they got it at midfield.
In the gun now, Nick Jansen ready to go to work. Throws it out to Meck on the outside, and he cannot make the catch. If he makes that catch, guys, there's blockers out in front, and there's room to run for a very speedy back in Willie Meck.
Yeah, he had Jay Scott out there, 86. You'll see him at the right-hand side of the screen right there. He's ready to go ahead and get going and block, but the ball is overthrown, and we'll go to down 2.
Looks like the wind could have been a factor into that throw there. The ball kind of just taking off on him, sailing a little bit.
2nd down and 10 from the 46. Throwback. They're looking to Jansen to throw. Jansen's going down the sidelines, but trouble in the backfield. Roaming around is Shoemaker, lobs it down the field, and it's incomplete. 2 seconds remaining, and Shoemaker scrambled enough. He almost bought himself time and made a big play.
Great job by Matthew Depperschmidt on the initial play. They were trying to throw it back, but he had the play diagnosed from the very beginning. He was waiting for the ball, and fortunately, Crofton did not throw the football. See it right here.
Well, he gives
see, there's Depperschmidt, number 7 down there, and he's going step for step with Nick Jansen.
Shoemaker going nuts in the backfield.
Did a good job just to get it off, Eric.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
Just buying enough time, especially in a situation like this. Shoemaker doing everything that he can to get that ball down the field and make a big play and see what happens.
You bet. You know, it's when you talk about Hail Mary, you just take the chance. You got a couple of seconds left to go. Fortunately, got it off in time. And have a couple seconds left.
Nothing you can lose right now.
Yeah.
Tristan Foster says, I don't need any help. I'm walking off on my own. 2 seconds to go, and the big guy not going to be helped up.
Enjoying a little bit of success there on the ground. Just let me absorb this here at Memorial Stadium, he's probably saying.
All-state player last year, Tristan Foster, and looking again at maybe Chadron State for college at University of Nebraska at Kearney. And he'll be wearing a medal around his neck unless something untoward happens here for Crofton. And Crofton never say die. They're going to give it one last go.
Well, one long pass down the field, Aid, and stranger things have happened in this game. You never know.
Tony Hoffman, the head coach for Crofton, out there giving his charges last bit of instruction is.
Oh, gosh, is that going to be cold? I do not want that. Dan Keyser is. If he knows it's coming, he might want to go the other direction. What a miserable day to have a bucket of water on your head. Jansen with one last shot for Crofton. It's been a fantastic championship game, and now one last try. They hand off up the middle. The ball is fumbled, recovered by Cambridge, and that's your ball game. Cambridge, the state champs, as they win it 22-14. The victory today over the Crofton Warriors. An unbeaten season for Cambridge at 13-0, and let the celebration begin.
Nothing like a state championship to make it all work, and the Cambridge Trojans have put it together. Dan Keyser in his 15th year at Cambridge, once again successful here. Tony Hoffman, his Crofton Chargers there in the white jerseys. Again, a great year for them. They're here in the finals. Last year they were 5-5. They came back strong this year to get it done and to make their way to the state championship final. Just came up a little bit short, and they will be the runner-up.
Well, it was a fight definitely today. There wasn't anything that was just given on the field. It looks like those guys were out there just working for every single thing that they could get.
Well, it was a dandy today, and your champion in Class C2, the Cambridge Trojans, 13-0 on the year. A late drive nets them the championship, 22-14. Final score and more in a moment.
Bryan LGH West is bringing advanced neuroscience technology to Nebraska, offering the state's first gamma knife radiosurgery to non-invasively treat brain tumors and severe facial pain, and working with Nebraska's only physician specially trained in coiling for brain aneurysms. Just two examples of our commitment to neuroscience care for Nebraskans and our neighbors. Bryan LGH, the first name in healthcare.
Programming on NETV is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
Nebraska. You live and play here. You raise your family here. So do we. ACE, community owned, community operated. Your hometown choice for natural gas.
Hi, I'm Emmy Lou Harris. This Thanksgiving, start a new tradition. Watch Farm Aid on PBS.
Thursday night at 8 Central Time on NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television.
NETV sports coverage of the 2003 Nebraska State High School Football Championships is brought to you in part by Bryan LGH Medical Center, the first name in healthcare. By the Nebraska Beef Council, brought to you by Nebraska's beef producers. Beef, it's what's for dinner. By the Public Alliance for Community Energy, locally owned and operated, your hometown choice for natural gas. And by NPPD, always there when you need us. Champion today, Cambridge, 22-14, the victory in the Class C2 state championship game. And now for the awards presentation, our public address announcer, Rich Broderson.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is happy to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Nate Steinman from Southern Valley, Glenn Morgan from Neely Oakdale, and U.S. Bank Representative Connie Dominski. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the awards for Class C2 runner-up, Crofton High School. Will head coach Tony Hoffman and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 7, Nick Jansen. Number 8, Brock Bloomquist. Number 10, Taylor Shoemaker. Number 15, Travis Shoemaker. Number 18, Morgan Wagner. Number 20, John Boldenau. Number 21, Chris Taney. Number 22, Cody Zavadil. Number 24, Brandon Nelson. Number 25, Red Sandvig. Number 27, Joshua Tweedy. Number 28, Brady Arns. Number 30, Brett Mueller. Number 32, Adam Schiefer. Number 34, Michael Knorr. Number 40, Brandon Sarda. Number 42, Benjamin Mueller. Number 43, Aaron Merchant. Number 44, Kyle Suing. Number 46, William Meck. Number 47, Alex Tramp. Number 49, Eric Pites. Number 50, Andrew Gaydon. Number 51, Jonathan Gaydon. Number 54, Benjamin DeBlau. Number 56, Luke DeBlau. Number 57, Patrick McGorian. Number 58, Anthony Peer. Number 59, Danny Colas. Number 60, Justin Foxhoven. Number 61, Wesden Sage. Number 62, Matthew Oltmans. Number 63, Andrew Kleinschmidt. Number 64, Greg Wortman. Number 65, D.C. Walter. Number 66, Randy Donor. Number 67, Jared Mann. Number 68, Christopher Kreppel. Number 70, Jed Lamage. Number 71, Troy Lecker. Number 73, Aaron Keeler. Number 74, Michael Thunker. Number 75, Chris Putler. Number 76, Brent Kramer. Number 79, Cody LaCroix. Number 80, Cody Wilkin. Number 82, Tony Phillips. Number 83, Robbie Gunther. Number 84, Thomas Scott. Number 85, Nathan Tremp. Number 86, B.J. Scott. Number 87, Brett Kleinschmidt. And number 88, Matt Zavadil. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2003 Class C2 runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Crofton High School.
Well, it's still the best season in the history of Crofton High School football, a 12-1 record on the year, and they'll be down right now, but when they get done with this feeling after the couple of days, they're going to feel like that's a very, very good accomplishment. 12-1, runner-up at the state championships, not too bad.
No, Kevin, it is not, and I hope that everyone realizes that. There is disappointment today because, yeah, you lost in the state championship game, but you were indeed the state runner-up, and a lot of teams obviously would like to exchange positions with you, but it is a great accomplishment for the Crofton Warriors football team.
Well, let's go back to our public address announcer, Rich Broderson, as he crowns the champs in Class C2.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to the champions from Cambridge High School. First, head coach Dan Keyser, we have a special award for you. Now, Coach, would you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 7, Matthew Depperschmidt. Number 12, Wade Funtz. Number 14, Derek White. Number 20, Brett Cribelli. Number 21, Tyler Keyser. Number 22, Chase Shiflett. Number 24, Marcus Bunce. Number 26, Dustin Webb. Number 30, Anthony Lytle. Number 31, Brian Ballou. Number 32, Cody Moore. Number 35, Matt Sexton. Number 40, Josh Keener. Number 41, Mason Jackson. Number 45, Jacob Benson. Number 52, Brock Mowry. Number 55, Jared Sewell. Number 57, Derek Gush. Number 60, Tyler Tinmensel. Number 61, Travis Metch. Number 62, Scott Kutnick. Number 65, Tristan Foster. Number 67, Bronson Susi. Number 69, Trevor Lee. Number 70, Aaron Coe. Number 73, Anthony Hopkins. Number 75, Casey Heinen. Number 76, Kevin Jones. Number 78, Blake Susi. Number 80, Levi Hilker. Number 82, Whitney Jones. And number 86, Nate Toon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2003 Class C2 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Cambridge High School.
Well, guys, a championship won by the Cambridge Trojans. They are the champs of Class C2. A drive at the end of the game gets them the touchdown and the needed points to win this one over Crofton. It was a dandy today and some fantastic performances on both sides.
And able to overcome a couple of, untoward plays earlier in the game, Kevin. They overcame those, came back and won their 7th championship in their history. Well done by Dan Kieser and his Trojan Ball Club.
Cambridge looks like a team that they're kind of used to this here, winning championship games. And one thing that they've done now is for next year, they've kind of put a target on themselves, and everyone's going to be out to get them now. But that's the part of the game, and that's the way it is. And you've got to defend yourselves as being champions now.
Well, there's some question Cambridge may drop down to 8-man football next year. The enrollment numbers are so low. Dan Keyser is a proponent of saying, look, we're just not going to be able to field a competitive team, have enough depth to do this. We should drop down to 8-man, and there's some discussion that they may do that next year.
Yeah, same as Lawrence Nelson, Gary DeMoore and his staff out there looking at the same situation. I think they are going to go to 8-man next year, and I think from what we understand, Cambridge probably going to follow the same track there. So, but anyway, a great championship that is for Cambridge.
And Larry Putney is standing by downstairs with a couple of champions.
Well, Wade Vance, quarterback, and Dan Keyser, head coach. First of all, Coach, what a terrific drive when you had to have it.
Yeah, it really was. And what happened is going in the game, we wanted to throw the ball to set up the run, and they were really respecting the pass, which they had to, and it opened up some big runs, and then we hit some passes too.
And this kid behind me on the option a couple of times.
Yeah, we run the G option. Coach Petito, we talked to him last spring, and that helped. And Wade did a great job, but Wade's surrounded by great people too.
All right, and let's talk to the winning quarterback, just a sophomore, Wade Vance. We'll talk about that game-winning drive and the mindset you guys had to have going into it.
Yeah, we knew we could do it. We just stuck together, drove down there. I mean, it was great. We've been a team all year. Just focus on that.
Talk about your presence as just a sophomore leading this team, but I know by now you're not a sophomore, but still in this type of situation, did you feel that pressure a little bit early?
Yeah, at the start of the game, Coach just told me to settle down. I was kind of jittery out there. Coach pulled me aside and told me to just settle down out there.
Didn't look jittery on that last drive.
Yeah, it was great. That last drive was awesome.
Game-winning touchdown. Congratulations. Seventh state championship for Cambridge. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Kevin, Cambridge tied it up. 2:29 left in the actually Crofton tied it up. 2:29 left in the game, and Cambridge came back and went right down the field. Wade Vance, 11 for 22 today, 148 yards. Well done by that young man. Great leadership also.
Yeah, overall just a great game here on the field today, and it's one of those that people like to see when they come and they watch and they see all the excitement and part of the game, and just being here on the field, an exciting time of the day.
No, it was a fantastic one today, and once again, your final score, the Cambridge Trojans beat Crofton today 22-14, our final in the C2 state championship. Be with us tonight at 7 o'clock for the Class A championship game as the Miller North Mustangs take on the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. And now for Adrian Fiala, Eric Crouch, Larry Putney, and the entire NETV sports production crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. Goodbye from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska.